us in.
Previously on Dark Heresy.
I had to write it down first so she knew what to say.
Alright, it's been a while.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Everyone.
Hello.
Right, okay. You have been staying with Lord Lawrence Strophs and his daughter Julia. Lord Strophs is an old friend of Inquisitor Varax and has recently misplaced his niece. Strophs has been investigating his niece's vanishing through an old acquaintance, a bounty hunter by the name of Volin Orde, who traced her last known movements to being in the company of the Joyous Choir, a relatively recent offshoot of the Imperial Faith, who believe that the Emperor simply wants happiness for everyone. Investigating the choir, Orde turned up a number of so-called harmony meters, which the choir used to measure the trueness of congregation members. At which point Lord Strophs contacted his old colleague, Inquisitor Varak, as the meters contained strange crystalline Xenos circuitry, the same technology you've seen used by Seth the Voice, and was also found in the black cylinder in Medan's shuttle crash. All that time ago. Some of you met with the bounty hunter Volin Orde, who told you that the choir appeared to have connections to the Administratum and the Magistratum. He claimed to have a data slate that proved this and offered to sell you it for 1,000 crowns, to which you agreed. Orde seemed nervous about this whole situation and claimed that dangerous people were onto him. He also said he believed the Joy Boys, as he called the choir, may be involved in the distribution of a new drug known as Farcosia. Before leaving, and he told you he would arrange the meet to exchange the data slate for the thrones with Lord Strophs for a day or two's time. Heracles then started a bar brawl and broke the rule of first drawn, drawing much attention to himself. The next day, after undergoing a number of lessons on etiquette, how to behave, and acquiring some new weapons, you went undercover into the upper hive to investigate this joyous choir, discover where the harmony meters are coming from. Using the cover identity of Lord and Lady Rains, distant relatives of the Strophs family from Fink's world, you have begun to infiltrate upper hive society, having attended a party along with Julia, who taught you etiquette and dancing. And you have made a number of contacts with a number of different members of the upper class, some of which have connections to the Joyous Choir, some do not. A number of interesting facts were learned about the nobles and what's going on in the world of Hive Sibyllus nobility, but aside from gossip, a few bits and pieces were learned about the Joyous Choir itself, such as it being the brainchild of one Father Caro Shoal, whose personal congregation, the Alabaster Court, is somewhere in the Hive. And it is the dream and ambition of all who join the choir to receive an invitation to the Alabaster Court. It generally means you are either very wealthy, very powerful, or have simply become true. A number of different nobles at Lady Barella's party were discovered to have invites to the court, or at least have been invited to the court. And as you mingled with various guests at the party, Mira managed to make something of an impression on Lord William Boulderdoon, a scholar from the planet Merov, who invited the young sister along as his +1, as he had been invited to attend in 2 days' time. Dericles received an invitation from Councillor Corta Brogue to visit his own small personal congregation. He had a little temple in the mid-hive to the Joyous Choir, and said he would be glad of the addition of a voice as fine as Derek's to his ranks. He told Derek to come along any evening and gave him the location of the temple. Dick and Dericles both tried some strange green jelly shots at the party, which seemed to give them some sort of emotional high and caused them to believe they could see the weave of fate and the strands of emotion connecting individual people together.
New site.
The party ended abruptly when Lord Raphael Verence, a very drunk senior sector lord, challenged Lady Wendy Cleves to a duel after she was repeatedly insulted by him, and she accused him of being rather rude. Lady Cleves, you learnt, was not a bloodborne noble, had been married into her station, and seemed to resent it somewhat. She fought Lord Verence's champion in the Blood Square, defeating the man with ease, and despite her defeating the man with ease despite her age and seeming frailty, which further enraged Lord Verence. After returning from the party, Julia produced 2 samples of the drug Farcosia, which you had asked her to acquire. You instantly recognised it as the green jelly shots from the party. Vladimir handled one and realised that from the drug came a strange, familiar sensation, a psychic aura, one similar to that of a living human psyker. "It's alive!" he screamed. "Alive!" Perhaps the most disturbing revelation of the night, however, came from Lord Strophs himself, who told you he had been to the theatre only to find his show cancelled, and the star of the Theatre de Tarsus, Quintius Tarquinius Thespis III, had gone missing. Perhaps you should drop whatever you were doing and investigate this post-haste. But no. Surely such a high-profile disappearance is already being investigated by powers greater than lowly acolytes of the Ordo Hereticus. You retired for the evening and awoke the following morning in Lord Stroph's estate and headed down to breakfast. And on that note, let's find my piece of paper. So, currently, Dick, it's about 8 a.m. in the morning. Dick and Dericles are now both addicted to the drug Farcosia.
Excellent.
No. Well done.
Each of them for a slightly different amount of time, which is how long it will take to shake off this addiction going cold turkey. You require a dose of Farcosia every 24 hours, or you are classed as fatigued.
Okay.
You
Let's
what,
go get some.
I'll get you in a second. So, fatigue is basically -10 to all stats.
Okay.
If you take a dose, you gain +10 fellowship, but -20 willpower and -5 intelligence, and that lasts for D5 hours. But you don't need another dose until it's 24 hours later. Besides basically waiting it out, there are maybe things you can do to mitigate that a little bit. Before we go any further, I'm just going to find Leanne's character sheet because reasons.
I've got to go and visit that dude as well, I know about the stuff, the message.
Not sure, mate. It's been a long time. I'm not quite sure. What
Yeah,
dude?
I had a
did read
message, the axe thing I got. There's a
Oh
message
yeah,
in it,
yeah.
wasn't there?
There was, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I need to go and I think John is still doing it.
He certainly is.
Really? I'm not even touched.
Yeah, it's not that. It's like you're constantly
I'll see if I can.
feedbacking like the.
I'll mute unless I need to.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes
Yeah, I
sense.
don't know why Johnny's just seems to suddenly go, no, fuck you.
It could be is like microphone in his phone could be vibrating.
Blame Apple.
Your character sheet's open in a separate window if you
All right.
your folders there. Still.
Oh.
Okay. So you awaken in Lord Stroph's manor, dress and head down to breakfast. Seated there at the table is Lord Lawrence Strophs. There you go.
Whoa.
Who looks like a tree trunk with a head on it. And also Julia, his daughter. You sit at the table, servants bring you breakfast and then make themselves scarce. "Good morning," cries Lauren. "I hope you enjoyed your little soiree last night. Julia tells me it was most interesting. Cleves is a bugger, isn't she?"
Yes.
I'm afraid my man Orde hasn't been in touch just yet, but I'll let you know the moment he contacts me. In the meantime, make yourselves at home. My resources are at your disposal, as are Julia and myself. We'll keep out of your way, but don't hesitate to seek us out should you require our assistance. So, on that note, the day is yours. So, Mira has got the invitation to the Alabaster Court. It's only for her. She's a +1 to Lord William Balderdun. There were potential other ways of getting invitations. I know you discussed trying to forge them, and there's a few other people that have them, some of the other nobles. You're waiting for this response from this Volin Orday, and Dericles has a standing invite to Councillor Obrogue's small temple for any night, any evening is when his temple is available to you. The Alabaster Court invite is for... Is it tomorrow or the day after? It's for tomorrow evening, the Alabaster Court invite that Mira has the invite for. So with that being said, what would anyone like to do?
Ooh.
Gonna look in on.
I need to get to that guy about that message, the tech priest dude.
Where are we?
In Lord Stroph's Manor.
All right.
Staying.
Oh, you were right. Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while. So, anyone?
Wizard of Eric's favourite slippers.
Yeah, I've got to go meet that dude, don't I? The tech priest with the message.
Yeah. So,
Is it worth me going by myself, do you reckon, guys? Or that's wrong with me?
I don't really have much else to do. I don't know. Like, where can I be of use? It's just down to you guys, isn't it? Really, I think you Adeptus Mechanicus folk.
so there's no reason you can't split into little groups and do different things or wander off on your own. It's entirely up to you guys collectively. The only things you've got to do at the minute are wait to some extent. You've got to wait for the Alabaster Court on the Thursday. I think technically today is a Tuesday or a Wednesday. You've got to meet with this Rollin all day when he eventually gets in contact. If you wanted other people to be able to get into the Alabaster Court when Mira goes, then I would suggest you maybe need to find ways of getting other people in besides her, because at the moment it's only her that's going to have the ability to get in.
Okay.
Yeah, there was at least one other noble at the party who could potentially try and tap up for an invite.
Okay, so
I think that's probably only me who can do that. I don't know, or maybe Dick
So-
as well. Maybe Dick could do that because you befriended that. Was it Lady Redstream or something?
I danced with her just
You
at
did?
the end, which made I think a fellow husband, another lord, jealous.
Yeah, I mean, it might be that you could get an invite with her. I mean, I'm thinking it's either me or you, but I could maybe even try like projecting after you guys. Then I wouldn't need an invite. I could just, like,
Dick's just did a call what takes green jelly at the moment.
Please.
He might end up off his tits in the middle of the floor.
Why don't Dick come with me and investigate this church, and then we can get some green jelly. So, and if we wear a wire of some description, so that or just open our comms and somehow it boosts the frequency, so you can listen in on what's going on, and track us, then that might be a good way to sort of infiltrate from the bottom. Then we could go for the two-pronged attack, infiltrate the top and the bottom, and then meet somewhere in the middle.
I don't know if Dick's your best option to go to church with, though.
So the thing is,
So I could go.
you can deceive people, though. That's the thing. You can deceive people. You've got all those charm and deceive skills. So
I do.
you could lie. You could lie to people.
I'm going to be rattling while I'm saying all this stuff. I might not be as
Oh,
professional
yeah.
as normal.
Yeah, but that might make you. That might make you seem more vulnerable than you actually are. You know what I mean? But I need a weapon with me if shit goes down. I don't think it will, but it'd be interesting to. Oh yeah, it'll be it'll be interesting. And
I'll
actually, to
come
be
with you.
fair, I could do with like some sort of case, like sort of that looks like a music case that I could put a flamer in, so that any potential security I have to go through, it just looks like a flamer, not flamer, like
Let me
a
get my trombone out. No, it's
like a trombone. Or
So-
something like that,
Trombone
or,
of fire.
I need a scan-proof eviscerator case that looks like a music case, like a cello case or something like that. To put an eviscerator and a flamer in.
So there's two things about what you were just discussing that I feel like I should clarify for you. The first is Councillor O'Brogue's temple is in the mid hive, not in the upper hive. So really anyone can go there. He did tell you it's an open church. It's not like the Alabaster Court, which is very exclusive. It's just a general mid hive church that belongs to the Joyous Choir, and he did invite everyone, but obviously he wanted you because you can sing. The other thing that I should mention is you know enough about the drug Farcosia to know it's not something you're probably going to find easily in the mid-hive. It's been specified as being something that's been sold to the young nobility.
Okay.
We don't need any more jelly anyway, so we've already got some.
And like I say, there are ways
I
of...
Whereabouts is that?
I somewhat disagree with that statement.
Whereabouts is the green jelly being kept? We might need to go make sure it's safe.
I think Mira has it at the minute. Does she?
yeah, Mira had it.
Did
If
you
it's the right stuff.
synthesize a duplicate of that drug? Did you find ways of making it?
Or can you make them some kind of methadone to come off it?
I think it's made
Yeah,
from
or some sort of,
psychic children's tears.
Yeah, something like that. So
Jellyfied.
did you make up something to take the edge off potential withdrawal symptoms from that, based on what it's made out of?
So Mira does have both trade apothecary and also scholastic law chemistry. So if there's anyone in this group that is likely to be able to work with the green jelly in one way or another, Mira's definitely the person.
Yeah, I mean, Mira. I mean, if you're at a loose end until Thursday, perhaps you could start manufacturing some more of that green jelly stuff.
Well, I could do something to take the edge off, man. I don't want to take that.
Yeah, I could. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I like to do, but I don't. But I do, but I don't. But I know it's not, but I really want to. You know.
I need more purely for research purposes. I don't.
Open
I need
medical
more
science.
advanced spirituality, Mira. I believe that's very important on a mission like this. So if you could,
Try a bit of out.
This
You can
jelly
cook
is
me up-
made from
cook me up a packet of
psychers. It is
of the Emperor's-
heretical,
the
surely, to
Emperor's
make some
mercy,
more.
then I will,
You're
What are
right,
you
Alan.
talking about? What are you talking about, priest? We don't want to make any more of this heretical green jelly. Have you gone quite mad?
Not at all.
Not secure.
I wish to experience the light of the Emperor in the way that I did so at the formal do, and I believe it might help me to infiltrate more where I'm going, or at least we could use it to somehow. I'm just going to talk in a normal voice. We could use it somehow to like dose up the guy and just say, "Oh, a present from the Alabaster Court. I have friends there." I could just lie, or I could get you to lie, Dick, because you're more convinced. And then I could give the guy some drugs, then interrogate him because his willpower's down, and then find out as much information as we can, like mug him, jump him, and then like bump him off. Just remove him. And then I could maybe try and take over that part of his church, and then get that congregation like high off the tits on that, and then use them as like a small army to try and overthrow this.
I kind of feel.
We need another plan. Anyone got
You
another
what?
plan? A plan that's different to Derek's plan. That's what I suggest. We need a different plan, totally different to Derek's plan.
I think that's a perfectly good plan.
I think we can look at different options here.
I second Derek's plan. I think, getting a load of heretical drugs made from psychers, murdering the leader of a church, brainwashing his congregation into becoming your army. That's a plan with, as Alan would say, absolutely no drawbacks whatsoever.
Exactly.
So we're meant to be keeping a low profile here, Dan.
Who's with me? Who's with me? I'm
no,
not sure.
no one's with you, Derek. Nobody.
Who loves the Emperor as much as I do? Who loves him? Who's with me? And if you
Okay.
say if you're not on board, the Emperor will know. He'll know.
You're not with us. You're with
You can
the
smell
heretics.
heresy a mile away. You can billions of light years away. So just watch out. He's watching you.
He
Does
watches
he
you.
even have a nose?
Right now, he's watching. So just remember.
So, Mira, can I ask you please to make a +10 Medicaid test? Just click on Medicaid over on the right. See the list of skills where it says 42 to the far right of Medicaid? Click that. And then switch back to roll 20. And then just put 10 in there. And then there we go. Right. That's good enough. You think with enough time, you could figure out exactly what is in this drug. And you are skilled enough to replicate it. However, you have heard Vlad yelling about it's alive, it's made of psychers, things like that. That bit might be tricky to synthesize. You would probably need whatever is used to replicate this drug.
We have at least one side.
Vlad, can we have a sample of your blood, please?
Also, you do believe you could maybe, with what's in your med kit and in your gauntlet, maybe give Dick and Dericles something that could possibly help them through the day on a daily basis without suffering the effects of withdrawal and without having to take the Farcosia.
Yeah. Try that. Yeah. Cool. I'll do that.
I have a sedative here I could give Derek.
Rehabilitate like the Imperial populace that's hooked on this shit. Yeah. Like Batman will release it into the water supply.
I'd say
Yeah, right.
rehabilitate him with fire.
Well, yeah. Can be.
Ishmael, the
Burn them away to paradise.
map that's currently on Roll20 shows 2 boxes. The green one, Navaret Spire, that is where Stroph's Manor is located.
Yeah.
And the pink box, Silma de Nord, is the industrial zone where the Magos invited you to. You've got the address of a very specific part of that zone. So it's quite far away. Were you to head there, it would take probably many days to get there on foot.
Yeah.
To travel by ground vehicle would still probably take a day or more. You could also take a train, or you could, if you could fly there somehow, you're talking a matter of hours for a round trip, as the crow flies, if that was something you wanted to do.
As the red flies.
Would we be able to borrow a vehicle?
You do have a shuttle here. Ramsey flew you down from orbit in an unmarked Aquila shuttle.
Ramsey, do you fancy flying me out to see this Magos dude?
Sure, man.
Sweet. Let's do it.
Roger that.
Roger.
Yeah.
I think I would like to speak to Julia.
Julia is all yours. She's still sat at the table.
My dear Julia, I was wondering if you could perhaps do something for me. Could you arrange a meeting with the Lady Redstream? Perhaps we could do brunch or something. Would that be possible?
Interesting. I don't know Lady Redstream that well. However, I believe I could possibly arrange something. When were you thinking?
Before tomorrow evening. Certainly, either later today or tomorrow morning would be suitable.
Well, I'll go and make some calls. I'll be back in a few moments.
Thank you.
And she goes
Yeah,
off to make a
so
call.
what I'll suggest then is she's the only woman I know who's got another invite, so I'll try and tap her up for an invite so we don't send Mira off on her own.
Right.
I don't know if anyone else came across any people who had invites who had +1s. I don't know. I didn't catch any myself.
No, it's anything with Lady Cleves, and I don't think she gives a fuck about the Alabaster Court.
What was that about?
Lady Cleves said she had attended the Alabaster Court once before, but she seemed disinterested in the choir. She is technically a member, but she declared it to not really be her sort of thing, which turned out to be a mutual agreement between the court and herself because she had refused to make a financial donation. But she is technically a member.
Do we still have access to funds? I know we splurged a bit on weapons. Do we still have access to funds?
As far as you know, you have access to a inquisitorial golden hand account in the name of Inquisitor Varak. Obviously, there's a few false names involved and everything, but you were not told there's a limit on it.
Time to buy a spire.
Come on now, Pinchy. You're as bad as a cleric.
That's only
Show
joking.
some sense. We're on a mission here.
It's got something to add, actually. Cedric de Bolbag was telling me about
Bolbag?
the dream. No, Bolbeck.
Oh, sorry.
He was telling me about the strange world that haunted his dreams. A world where strange black metal structures grew out of the ground. A possible long-dead Xena civilization. The world was called Desalium.
Can't say I've heard of it myself.
It's maybe a lead, I don't know. It's
All right.
Something to do with
straight up
the,
here.
So perhaps we shall have to go off world soon later on. But very
That's
well.
shit then.
Very well.
Another thing about Cedric de Bolbag, you've got me calling him it now. He had been invited to the Joyous Choir numerous times by Lady Borella, but had put it off because he described it as sounding a bit weird.
Yeah, yeah, because we talked quite a bit with Cedric, didn't we?
You did, yeah.
Ishmael, my good man, do you have any way to put surveillance on a person? Is that thing of yours working again?
Yeah, thing is, okay,
Back in action, is it?
yeah, thing's
Very
fine, isn't it?
good. Yeah.
Thing's fine.
Thing's fine, yeah. It's dog that's still at. Well, dog's fucking vaporized.
Let us just have a moment of silence to remember Dog.
Well done.
Yes, very good.
And Sergeant Gallows.
Oh yes, and Gallows. Yes, I almost forgot about it.
And Canid.
And Canid, yeah.
Oh, you mean Tank Fucker?
Yeah, Tank Fucker.
Hey, he fucks tanks, good man.
Right.
He's full zeal.
What was you thinking with thing?
There was that. There was a counsellor, Mr. Quarter Brogue. He was the one who I scanned his mind while these were off eating jelly. I did a mind scan on him and determined he had connections to this Theodosia, this villainous heretic who's been behind the scenes. He's must be a priority in this case. We need to have surveillance on a Brogue, I think, and see if he can lead us to Theodosia. What do you say?
How far can I let Thing do his own thing?
The remotely control thing, you need to be within a few kilometers, and obviously in a built-up place like a hive city, that's going to get reduced by interference from the metal, just like mobile phones. However, he can follow instructions without being remotely connected. So you could say, stay there until I tell you otherwise. Record everything you hear from that room. watch that man. He will follow certain instructions like that. Of course, if he gets hampered in some way, prevented from doing that, he won't. He hasn't got the capability to think for himself and do something else.
So Vlad, is there anything you really want him to do? We can maybe, if you can get him inside his quarters or his residence, we can maybe have him surveil outside. May have to hide him somewhere, and we can record his comings and goings.
I've got it.
But to follow him about might be a bit problematic.
What's that? What's that, Pincher?
Let's take the man a gift with thing hidden inside, like some flowers, as a friendly token of our gesture for a nice evening. It'd be inside in a hurry.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know where he'll meet Theodosia, whether he'll be in his own chambers or whether he'll go somewhere else.
At least
I guess that's what we need to discover, isn't it? Need to find out where he meets Theodosia and how he contacts him. So I don't think it's a bad idea trying to get Thing inside his chambers. Was anyone friendly enough with a brogue? I forget. It's been a while. Was anyone friendly with him?
Derek was very friendly with him. It was Derek that was invited to his to become a part of his congregation to bolster the ranks of the literal choir, not the joyous choir, the literal choir within his temple, which is a temple of the joyous choir.
So go and see him with Derek is quite a must, isn't it? We could maybe plant him on. Derek could maybe try slip thing on his person, or put a tracker or a bug on him. What Ishmael can make.
I mean, that would take you a little while to knock up, I'm sure. Ishmael, do you reckon? You don't have anything to hand?
Let me see how many spare parts I've got.
I've got a comms bead and a bit of sticky tape.
Yeah, probably do it
then. Yeah, I mean, you could jury rig a comm bead into a listening device in some way.
We also kind of need to track him as well. We need like some sort of GPS, I suppose, or equivalent. Yeah, we kind of need to know where he's going, listen in on him, and you know, that might be a better plan than putting Thing. I don't know.
I have quite a few spare parts. Well, what about if we can find some way to put a tracking device on him?
What about if you found a way to put a tracking device inside a throne or something like that, and then use that as part of a donation of other thrones, and then that basically wherever that gets sent, that could be tracked. We could make one for that, and then make another one to give to that could slip to this guy, which you could put in his own pocket and like a personal donation to him.
What about a Aquila marked special item which you could keep on his person as a gift?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe. I think Dick's maybe on something with the gift from you, something a religious icon, perhaps.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
That we jury rig into a tracking device.
Yeah, I could do that.
Device. I think that's an idea.
Yeah, well, yeah, I could give him. I've got. I think I've got some sort of icon thing.
Theodosia needs to be put down. A priority.
His name has come up multiple times in every investigation.
That's because he's like that Gelt dude, isn't he? Or is he not?
Probably a different baddie, but I don't know. Who knows who is Felroth Gelt?
Nobody knows who Felroth Gelt is. Theodosia is the man behind a lot of stuff. He was the man behind the black cylinder on Midan Shuttle. He was the man behind the attempted awakening of Tissiak in the Black Cathedral. And he also was vaguely linked to Silas Malor, the guy that Dick and Siegfried dealt with, whose dagger you found in the Abbey. His name has come up multiple times.
Twice. Not twice.
I have a questing pilgrim's badge that we could potentially rig up with a tracking device in, and I could give that as a small token. Potentially, if we bling it up a little bit, you know.
Very good.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Dave. I have some spare parts. And
Because spirituality is all about the journey. Okay, so a questing pilgrim's badge would be appropriate.
Okay, so what are you thinking, Ed?
I'm thinking, yeah, these parts I have, they might just so happen to be the right parts I need to make.
You never know.
A tracking device that I can install onto the thing that Derek has.
The Questing Pilgrim's badge. Okay, so it's not a massive item, the Questing Pilgrim's badge. That doesn't mean you can't do it. It would require a few different steps. You would have to basically make a cavity within the badge, modify a com bead. What are you trying to do? Are you going to have it broadcasting to you? Are you having it like a tracker? Is it a listening device? Is it recording, broadcasting? What do you want to do?
I think the simplest thing would just be if it just a track rather than...
Yeah, tracker's probably your best bet, just to start off with. Other gifts could be given later on, which could contain audio.
This guy might have a phone call and won't hear it.
The thing is, like, we kind of need. It's not just enough to track him. We kind of need to track him when he's going to see Theodosia, and try and work out when or how he's in contact with Theodosia. So, I don't think tracking would be enough on its own.
I can try and do more. Obviously, the more things you had onto it, the
harder it'll be. Yeah.
I
think we need tracking and listening ideally.
Okay.
And to be able to try to broadcast so we can listen in on it. I think that's what we need.
Dick's going to frantically stand up and then go to the kitchen and try to get himself a glass of water.
Okay.
In a hot sweat.
Okay then, Dave. I'm going to attempt to do a tracking and listening device.
Okay. Are you trying to make it from scratch, or are you using something else?
I'm using. I think Dixie's got an extra combi.
His walked off. He's got a bit of a shake on it. Needed to go get some water.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well, you got role play properly, don't you?
All right. So you need a com bead from Dick, who's helpfully just walked off.
I know. Sorry, but
which is fine.
You've given me symptoms, mate. I'm just trying to role play it.
I didn't give you symptoms. You gave them yourself.
I know, but you know what I mean. You stuck that jelly in front of Dick's face.
So you without Dick's tracking device, the listening device, there are a few other things you can be doing. So exactly what do you want this to do? You want it to listen in?
Yeah.
Broadcast
what you can hear.
Do our comms.
Yeah.
And track.
Okay, so that's making it slightly more complex.
This is the biggest badge in the Imperium.
It's about sort of this size. It's like a big medallion,
Like the
and
Batman symbol.
it has the icon of the Aquila on it. It also has icons of things like Saint Drusus and heretical scrap code. No, it doesn't. That's just me. Right, so let me think about this. Okay, so first of all, you know roughly how big this device will be based on the size of the com bead and the other components you're going to have to jury rig.
Yes.
So, first of all, I want you to make a tech use test for hollowing out a part of this medal. It would be it wouldn't be tech use. It would be a trade. What do you have?
It will.
Bloody hell.
Smith.
Yeah, let's do a trade smith. Lord Stroph's did offer you use of his workshop, which is down in the basement. It's not as good as what you're used to, but it does have some benefits to it. So using this workshop will give you a +10.
Okay.
Hollowing out the badge is a fairly simple task, so it'll be a +40 in total.
I've passed then. But I'll put it in. Let's play it.
Yeah, just see how many degrees of 8 degrees of pass. Okay,
Is that enough?
that's enough to hollow out the badge. Yeah.
Okay.
So then you need to sort of jury rig a tracking device. This is a much trickier test. This will be a trade armorer test. Due to the difficulty, it'll be at -20, but you will get a +10 from the workshop, so -10.
-10. Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
If I passed it, I can't see. It's not turning over on my screen.
4.8.
There we go.
And then you need to rig up a transmitter to this.
Yeah.
So that'll be another test at -10.
Is that armorer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you've got the combead back off Dick, a little
gonna
recording
comms
/
me.
listening device.
If he comes me, I'll probably come. I have got one on.
Do you want to
Meta.
use a fate point for that fail?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going
Oh,
to
sorry.
re-roll in that, Dave.
All right.
Use one of my save points. -10. Yes, there we go.
Okay. And then one more for the listening device. Now, this will be a bit different. It's not as tricky, so it's a -10.
Yeah.
You get a +10 for the workshop, so that's 0. But you're using an existing combead, so you'll get a +10 for that. So +10 altogether.
On armorer, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make this device. You test it. It seems to work pretty well. You don't know what the range will be until you get it out into the hive. But it seems to track its location, which transmits to you in a similar way to what Thing does.
I've just had a thought. You know, could Thing be fitted with something that could basically boost one, like sort of tune in, like a Bluetooth thing that could tune into the signal and then bounce that to extend the range? That's what I mean. Some sort of thing that could, sort of bounce that signal off Thing and then back to us.
Thing also has a very, very limited range.
Right. Okay. So that's just a thought, because it's like Thing's got surveillance stuff on him, hasn't he?
He's basically a hand with an eye on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Look,
could be.
like that thing out Red Dwarf.
Would Thing be able to? Yeah. Would Thing be able to follow? Would Thing be able to follow? That signal. And then
It's the range, because I'm going to be quite close to him anyway. So
yeah. Oh, right. Okay. So he's only got a limited range then. So
only small range to go off by himself. I can leave him somewhere and have him do stuff, but I can't
yeah.
have him wander off.
Okay.
Can I try and make it so that the signal can go to a data slate that we have?
Yeah. I think you've got one, haven't you?
I think we've got one.
So that wouldn't, with the degrees of success that you've got and Johnny's eternal scrap code, there's no need to make another roll.
All right.
There's no need to make another roll for that.
Johnny, mate, why don't you try and see if you can fix it rather than muting all the time? There must be a way of fixing it, because you fixed it before. Maybe try turning the sensitivity down on your mic, so it takes less noise to set it off.
Either that or the volume.
Yeah. So there's got to be a way of fixing it, Johnny.
So is that done then, Dave? Yeah.
Yeah.
What about now?
We'll have to wait and see. Just leave it on and we'll wait and see. It'll take a little time before we can tell.
It seems to be more when I'm speaking than anyone else as well for some reason.
Yeah.
Am I on your Discord, Johnny? Am I coming through louder than everyone else?
Yeah.
Right. See if you can turn down my volume, just mine,
Okay.
because I think it's me that's triggering it more than anyone else. With my deep, manly, booming voice.
Yeah, you can.
And now we can hear sirens. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. It picked up something, but it didn't make any noise, did it?
That's better.
Yeah. Try that.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
that's,
so,
that's
yeah.
that is actual siren. So I don't know
Yeah.
what it is and where it is.
So Ishmael, that will take you 2 or 3 hours to complete.
Okay.
Down in the workshop. So while Ishmael's doing that, is anyone else doing anything?
I'm going to go and first off drop off the earpiece, Ishmael.
Yeah.
And
Little
then I'm going
retcon.
to go see Mira about my itch.
What?
Mira, I've got an itch. I need you to scratch it for me.
Why? Why? Where? What?
It's a chemical itch or a jelly itch.
Oh,
Say, go, man, I feel rough. I just need something to take the itch off. Have you got anything, Mira? I'm going mad here. I might have to go get some more water before the time is due.
don't know. Do I have anything?
Oh, you can assess him.
Right.
You do have, although you haven't had your gauntlet on all the time because you've been in a fancy dress. You do have your gauntlet with you in Lord Stroph's house. You can put that on and you can, get a quick blood sample and analyze him and maybe see if there's anything you can do for him.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so make a Medicaid test at +10 for me, please.
All right.
Oh, sorry, no, +30 if you're using your gauntlet. This is just to establish if there's anything you can do. Okay, yeah. Straight away, before you even plug in, you recognise the signs of addiction. He's twitching a bit. His dark circles under his eyes suggest he's been up to something. He looks a little pale and a little sweaty, and you immediately recognise, the signs of addiction, the physical signs, and you plug in, and you take an analysis of his blood. There's a few traces of common-ish compounds in there, most of which are either very rare, illegal, or expensive. And there's also another chemical that isn't immediately on your database that's built into your gauntlet. It's definitely biological, and it seems to contain human DNA. But other than that, you can't really tell a lot about what it exactly is.
Oh, are we drinking this girl we're going to find?
But now, if you'd like to use a dose from either your med kit or your gauntlet, you think you can treat him and help him out.
All right. I'll try my gauntlet then.
Okay. Let's give me a Medicaid roll. It's -30 for the difficulty, +20 for your gauntlet. So it's a -10 test.
Oh. What? Oh no.
Oh well.
Okay, so you administer a little bit of detox and a little bit of a stim, along with some other basic painkillers and things like that. Dick doesn't seem to have done a great deal for you this time. You are still -10 to all stats. unless you
Like-
get a dose. Oh, you're not at the minute. You're not. At the minute.
Yeah.
It'll kick in after 24 hours, so it'll be
Oh, will
around
it?
9 p.m. in the evening when
So
it
I've had
actually
no
affects
need
you.
to be acted addicted.
So yeah,
then,
so we've
like-
totally fucked that up. You are addicted, but you shouldn't have been acting it yet. That's
Okay, sorry,
that's my
I
fault.
was
So Derek-Lee's the same, but yeah, you know, I'm going to assume that this happens at some point in the future. I won't ask you to make those rolls again.
okay.
But for now, forget that has happened, I suppose.
I'm going to try making some antidote.
Hang on, let's just think about this.
Ah.
So you wouldn't have known you were addicted just yet. You only know that you've taken a drug. Would you have then sought out Mirror? Is the question.
Only because I feel well. I don't know if it would have felt rough now.
Okay.
I was trying to play it as I felt rough this morning. And
You
then
would
I
have felt
tried to play
rough.
the addict as well.
You
I was
would have
trying to
felt
play the
rough.
addict.
Yeah, but the negative effects of it wouldn't have kicked in just yet. That's my fault. But you would have still felt a bit rough because it only lasts for so many hours, and it's a while since you took it. So yeah, if you were feeling rough, you would have gone to seek Mirror out. So yeah, you've still analysed these bloods. You've still got that information, and you would have probably still tried to treat him. It just doesn't do anything. So let's just fuck that off. Carry on as we are. But yeah, you can try and do that every day for the two addicts, and try and help them, but they don't know they're addicts yet. Okay, so anyone else doing anything?
I'm gonna try and make some antidote.
All right, so
So,
If you could synthesize an alternative, that'd be good as well.
to make an antidote will take significant time. You can work on that
yeah.
as and when, and I'll keep account of how many hours you do that for. So how many hours do you want to do that for?
How long have we got?
Well,
I do 6.
6. The only thing you've got definitely happening was I think some people were going to see this Magos for Ishmael's message, and some were maybe going to go and visit Councillor Brogue's church this evening. But it's still early morning.
I'm trying to set up brunch as well.
Say again?
I'm trying to set up some brunch with
Oh,
Lady
yeah,
Redstone.
So you're trying to work on an antidote?
Yeah.
/
Alternative.
Yeah.
Okay. For 6 hours.
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
Okay. Give me.
Get some food at some point.
Give me. Well, you've just had your breakfast.
All right.
So
That'll
give
be
me.
the secret ingredient that makes it work. It'll be like a crumb from something that you've eaten.
Give me a trade chemistry. Oh, sorry, scholastic law chemistry roll. At a +10. Okay. So you spend the next couple of hours analysing the exact quantities and types of these ingredients you do recognise. Anyone else doing anything? Vlad, do you want to do anything while you wait for?
No, not really. I'm just happy just to wait for Julia to return.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
I'm gonna pray a bit and do some study.
Praying.
Have a sneaky look at my Forbidden Law book.
Okay.
I like to pet Reg and tell him he's a good crow.
Yeah.
Okay. Vlad spends quality time with Reg.
I'd like to start sneakily searching the house for anything I could steal.
Sneakily, you say?
Yes.
Okay, so there are 4 floors to this building.
What would Dick find the most useful?
Um,
I've got quite a bit of valuables I can sell.
5 floors, in fact.
5 floors.
Yeah, so there's a basement, a ground floor,
Oh, I'm off to the basement.
a first floor, a second
All
floor.
right,
Why
Dick,
is
how
there
you
another floor?
The basement.
There's also a third floor. Yeah, there's the ground floor, 3 floors above it, and there's also a basement.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
you want to go to the basement?
Yeah.
All right, Dick. Nice to see you.
Oh, shit. Hey, Ishmael.
So-
what's going on here?
just give me a moment to sort something out here.
Walked into the wrong room there.
I don't think this map is
We had
remotely
sneaky to
ready.
anything.
But hey, who cares? So yeah, this map isn't finished. It hasn't got the dynamic lighting, the lines of sight, and all that sort of stuff done, which is really stupid of me in hindsight because it all exists on the other game. So I don't know why I did that. Why can't I select Dick? There we go. I can't touch Dick. There he is.
So it's innate,
Even if it was off the day.
innate ability.
So down in the basement, Dick Pincher sneaks down the stairs, finds himself in a building, in a level that mysteriously you can see through all the walls of. Because I haven't done the thing I should have done by now. But that is the basement level of Strauss-Manny. Should all be able to see that? And Dick, you should
I just got
Have-
a green square.
have control. Try zooming right out, Ed. It's a big map.
Oh, there you go. Well,
Okay. Yeah.
What do I
What's
see? What am I looking at then when I'm looking down? Does it look like any valuables are going to be around here?
so this is a fairly empty hallway that you're in at the minute. Obviously, you can see all the rooms on the map. I'm not going to fucking spend 25 minutes fucking about hiding them all. If you want to go and have a look in some of them, you can.
Okay. Let's have a goosey gander at this room here. In this cupboard.
Okay, you open the door to this room, and as the door, this crude wooden door squeaks open, you see a woman stood by the bed, and she's just in a sort of very pale, almost like a nightdress, and she's got her clothes in her hand. She's quite a large woman. She's probably getting on for mid-50s, and she turns and looks at you. One eyebrow goes up, and then her face switches to one of horror, and she just goes, it's the scream.
Okay. I'll just go, oh, wrong room. Walk out.
As you shut the door behind you, you can still hear this woman screaming. She's got a hell of a set of lungs on her. And after
Might have
about
to
another
go
10
back in and
seconds,
shut her up.
she sort of calms down. You can just hear her, oh my God, my life flashed before my eyes. I thought he was going to ravage me. Oh, he's still down here. He's still down here.
Right. Okay. Oh, that was fun. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to try this little room down here for next. Oh, that doesn't look like it. There's nothing there. Let's go. Zoom out. Let's go here.
Over there. Right. Okay.
This
You walk into this room, There is a woman here standing over by the fire. There's basically a large bubbling tub of water in the middle of this room, and baskets and baskets of clean and dirty clothes strewn around the place. There's a single woman here, and she's hanging clothes from a basket on this
say
line above
single
this
woman?
low fire. As in that she's the only one there. Yes.
I know. Understood.
Before you get any ideas.
Dick's doing
Yeah,
it in the
and
laundry.
She looks at you, glances up and down,
Dick does laundry.
and says, "You're looking at an hour or two at the quickest, mate. Get them off."
Go. So what am I wearing at the moment?
Sorry.
What am I wearing at the moment?
It's entirely up to you because it's a new day. So whatever you would have put on this morning.
Yeah. Well, you're quick. Normally, I'm asking the lady to take off her clothes, not the other way around.
Don't get funny, sunshine. Do you want them washing or not? Make a fellowship test.
Okay.
It'll be charm, I suppose.
What am I messing about? Right. Submit. Yeah.
She grins at you as she says this, but still waves frantically at your clothing.
But you still want me to take my clothes off? No, I'm not.
Do you want them washing or not? Come on, I ain't got all day. And she goes back to hanging stuff on the line.
Oh, okay. So while her back's turned, is anything looking valuable?
Clothing. Some of the clothing looks like it's very high quality. You spot what might be Julia's dress from the previous evening, and also Lord Strove's cravat is waiting to be washed, and you can
Having that.
smell Amasek on it.
I'm
Like he's
having that.
spilled some.
I'm having
Okay.
this cravat.
Where are you going to hide it, Dick, if you got no clothes on?
Oh no, I didn't take them off.
Wear
Good.
it, see if he notices.
He resisted the urge to get naked, possibly for the first time ever.
Hands were too clean on that one.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm going to walk out with his cravat.
Okay. And she says, "Oh, fine. Yeah, just come in, walk around, do as you please." I will need you to make a sleight of hand roll for that, by the way.
Okay.
Unless you're doing it blatantly.
Sleight of hand it.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
How many fate points have you got? 3? I'll
Yeah.
use a fate point. Let's do it. Ooh. Just to nick his cravat. It's worth it. Oh.
4 degrees of failure. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm
Are
going
you
to try
doing,
and
are you
make
doing, are you doing
That's
critical
not
fails,
me.
Dave?
Hang him.
Yes.
Well, I have taken a few leaves out of your book, Alan.
Okay. I'll get back to where I'm taking the cravat.
Yeah, you've already taken it, mate. You've already taken it.
Okay, has she seen me?
Well, she's not said anything to you.
The Inquisitorial's best and brightest.
I'm going to try and wash
Stealing
it. For her.
cravat from below.
I'm going to try and wash it and chuck it in the boiling water.
Okay. Make an arbitrary agility test.
I can do some washing.
Fall in head first.
That was my favourite cravat.
It was a gift from the Emperor himself.
I fell into the water.
Oh my god.
As you walk
No,
over,
stop. I'm going to re-roll this before
Okay.
I boil my face off with a
That's a
fake
shame.
point.
It's a shame.
Phew.
Ooh.
Managed to put the cravat in without dying this time.
If you hadn't have re-rolled that, you were going to have dropped the cravat into the fire under the boiling water. But no. Yeah, you successfully put the cravat. I can't believe I made you roll for cravat. And you give it a little rub and a wipe. And you notice this woman's just watching you. And she says, "I think you're a bit confused about how things work around here, son."
What do you mean?
Well, see, thing is, I'm the servant, you're the guest.
Oh, and
And she comes over to you and she takes the cravat from you and says, "You're doing my job."
thought it looked like hard work. I thought I'd give you a hand.
Are you saying I can't manage?
I don't know. It looks like you manage a lot.
Like a charm test.
All right. Oh, what's happening here? Washerwoman. Where's this taking me? Oh, I'm totally uncharming. I'm not re-rolling that.
She walks away, chucks the cravat back onto a pile of dirty washing, says, "If you want something washed, leave it here. If you don't, leave me alone. I'm a busy woman," and goes back to hanging stuff on the line.
All right. I'm moving on quickly.
Okay. And then we'll go to Ramsey. What are you doing during this 2 or 3 hours?
Let's have a little look.
I steal the cravat.
Kitty.
I've got recipe books, haven't I, that I can read through?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll just do that then, please do.
Reading recipe books. Okay.
More recipes.
Okie dokie. Just a second, because you might have more than one. Yeah. So you've got a few different books you can choose from. You've got The Gilded Buffet, which is a recipe book. I think they're all recipe books. Yeah, you've got The Gilded Buffet, The Art of Mid-Hive Grilling, and La Cuisine de Tarsus. Which book would you like to read?
Oh, Cuisine de Tarsus.
Okay. Not a problem. Dericles was praying. Have I covered everyone once? Ramsey, Vlad, Dick, Mira, Dericles. Have I missed someone? Who hasn't gone? Hang on. Ishmael, Dick, Mira, Dericles, Vlad, Ramsey. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Don't know what happened there. So it's getting late. It's almost midday. When Ishmael, you finish constructing this device. Everyone else has been doing whatever they said they were doing up until that point. What would you like to do now?
I would like to go and find Vlad and
Okay.
hand him over the data slate.
Okay.
I really can't see what's going on.
In the eyes when you're talking to me, Ishmael.
Trying to. Look at that one. Woo! Get off.
Blessed cat anus.
That was the
If I hang up, it's not me. Yeah, I'd like to take the data slate to Vlad and explain that it's ready. Here you go, Vlad.
You really have excelled yourself, Ishmael. My goodness. So this will let's give it a quick trial run.
Okay.
Give it a quick trial. See if it's see if I can work it.
Make a tech use test at +10.
Ah, I pressed this button here. That's 100. So I'm gonna roll it again.
Okay. The hundreds are all coming out tonight. Oh,
This doesn't seem that random. This random dice generator.
The fix. Oh no, it is quite straightforward. I had it upside down for a second.
yes. You turn the data slate round, turn it on, and correctly configured, you quickly browse through the menu system that Ishmael has created, and you can see all the options are there to trigger its GPS, to record audio, and also to broadcast the audio.
Very good. Let's go take the device to Derek and let's give it to him to plant upon that fiend Courtney. What kind of name is that anyway?
Yeah, I'm just going to explain that I'm not quite sure on the range.
Oh,
so
sorry.
it depends where he goes, how far the range will be.
Jolly good, jolly good.
So you might have to keep somewhat close.
Okay, very good. Let's go and see Derek then. We'll head off to see Derek. Go to Derek's room.
Derek the Clown.
Okay, so the as the door opens, I'll very quickly
Cover himself up.
like slam shut the Forbidden Law book and push it under the bed, and continue praying on my knees.
All right.
Can I do an awareness check, please?
Yeah, Johnny, make a sleight of hand test. And Vlad and Ishmael as well, if he wants. Make a awareness test.
I guess I'll go for awareness. Why not?
No, I'm sleight of hand.
It'll be half your agility then.
Oh God.
Cats have hair all over the monitor. Awareness.
Nice.
Yeah, I failed miserably for that.
They failed their rolls pretty bad as well.
Welcome
to my chambers. To what do I owe the honour of your visit? I mean, I'm just going to unsubtly shove the book a bit further underneath the bed.
Vlad and Ishmael
and then stand up and the Aquila. Like
they don't see you pushing the book under the bed. They just walk in time to see you quickly drop down on the bed with the mattress, obviously having been about 6 inches above it. It's quite obvious you've just hidden something under the bed, but they didn't see what it was.
Emperor be with you, young Derek.
And you.
What can
I do for you?
Ishmael has crafted a very fine tracking device, and we would like you to use your closeness with the Councillor Courtney Abrogue, is it? Courtabrogue? Courtabrogue, yes. Courtney, yes, that's what I said. Yes, if you can you maybe put this on him somehow, I don't know. Just give it him as a gift.
I will present it as a gift.
Very good.
But I think it would also sweeten the deal if I was able to donate some thrones to his church, to the choir, because then it would seem like, oh, he's a man of means. Now, I personally, as a priest, I'm not a man of means. But if I was to make some small donation to the choir, when I go there, that would potentially increase the goodwill that we have going already.
You're trying to tap me up for money again, Derek.
Indeed, I am.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
not me. It's the Emperor. The Emperor's word requires a donation from his loyal subjects, of which you are one.
Yes, indeed. Yes, all praise be to the Emperor. I'll hand over Derek.
I'll make the sound of the Aquila. I'm like
1,000 thrones.
I'll hand over Derek 50 frames.
Is it worth saying that Vlad's your patron when you give him the money, that Vlad's like your patron? So it seems that Vlad's got lots of money.
Yes.
And then that might get higher up at some point, and they might approach Vlad.
Yes, and
the
Alabaster Cup. Yeah, cool.
Just an idea.
I will say that my patron. Yeah, that's good. That's a great idea. Let's do that. But it needs to be a better donation than 50 thrones.
What's said by the 50 frames? Well, I don't know.
We've got like
I don't know. Is there a cash point anywhere nearby? I don't know.
So what you could do, although you have, I do consider that when you have thrones, it's generally cash. I also assume that you have some sort of credit chip for larger transactions. So
yes, let's sweeten this deal. The more you
what
pay,
Varrock-
the further it'll go.
That's what Varrock gave you. It's basically like a fancy electronic credit chip. So if you wanted to transfer some to Dericles, you could do that because he would have a similar chip, and you have control.
A thousand thrones would be a small donation from one such as a great man such as yourself, my lord. And I'm just going to just look at the Aquila and be like, yeah.
You speak sense, Derek. You speak sense, Derek. I trust you with this 1,000 thrones.
1,000.
Yeah, as you should. As you should. It's not me you're trusting, it's the Emperor's servant.
Yes, and I trust the Emperor implicitly.
Yes, as do I. And
As do we all.
I'll make the sign of the Aquila again. You are a most worthy subject of the Emperor. This donation may be a good buy-in, or a good indicator that we have somebody else, a notary, able potentially to join or infiltrate the Alabaster Court.
Yes, don't use the word infiltrate, my good man.
No, of course.
No.
Of course not. No, I will just merely mention that you are my patron. My patron has shown great interest in becoming true.
Indeed. Okay.
He's incredibly wealthy. You may have seen me as part of his entourage. Anyway, I'll go into it when I get there.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. We'll try a few different angles and see what works.
So just to clarify, you're electronically transferring from Varrock's funds to Dericles 1,000 thrones, right?
Yeah.
Not a problem. Make a tech use test at plus 30.
Oh
dear. Oh no.
Dave, I have tech use as well.
I know how to do it, Derek. Don't patronize me.
No, I'm doing it on my. I've got my little. I'll just hold the chip and
in your face, Dave. In your face.
Yeah, absolutely no problem whatsoever. You transfer the money. I mean, you wouldn't have failed transferring the money anyway. I just wanted to
transfer it to someone random.
I just wanted to make you make a roll.
Excellent.
Let's are in my favour tonight.
Just kidding.
Okay. So, anything else anyone else wants to be doing?
Priests are us. I'll go and get some fine attire.
I'm still waiting on Julie. Really, that's the kind of next thing.
So Julia is about to make an appearance. So if there's is there anything anyone else wants to be doing?
How long would it take to fly to that place to see the Magos dude?
It's probably a 2 or 3 hour round trip if you're going by air.
Are we best off wait till tomorrow, or should me and Ramsey go now?
I mean, it's about 11 in the morning. About 12 midday at the minute. So
no, I think you may have time. I think you may have time today, because I mean there are other things we're doing as well. I mean, if you want to get it done, Ishmael, maybe you should just go and get it done.
Do it.
Right then, I'll pop and see Ramsey and see if we can.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a priority to you, then just go ahead and go and get it done.
Just see what's going on, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's good information, or may not.
So
I'll pop see Ramsey.
Okay.
See if Ramsey will tax me to the place.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
I'll give him the coordinates I received.
Okay. So it'll be about 12:30, getting on for 1 o'clock by the time you set off. Unless there's anything else you want to do before you set off.
Spending all that time thing out on.
I should probably go and get a pack up before we do.
And you go to the kitchen and you find
some sandwiches. You can make some sandwiches.
So, are you heading to the kitchen, James?
Yeah, why not? And if there's anyone in there, I might consider sneaking something out of the fridge.
There's one person in there, I think. Is it on the 5th floor or the basement, the kitchen?
The kitchen is the kitchen is on the basement floor.
I was trying to rob the kitchen when and my go ended.
Well, we'll be coming back to you in a minute anyway. Why? Why would that be on that layer? Okay, so Ramsey, you head down to the basement and you enter the kitchen and laugh at your GM, who is incapable of selecting something, apparently. There we go. No, I know how I'm working the buttons and the screen men. I know what I'm doing. Just you wait and see. Here we go. Right. You should all be able to see Ramsey down in the kitchen, bottom right corner of the mansion. There is someone in there, contrary to what you see on the screen. It's a rather large, buxom woman, rather dark-skinned, and as you enter, she turns to go, "Man, what the hell you doing in my kitchen, boy?"
My name's Tom and Jerry. I will. What's the lady's name? Do I know it?
You haven't met her before.
Hi. Hello there. I'm a guest of your lord upstairs, and I was hoping I could get some kind of food to take with me on a journey across the world later today.
Make a fellowship test, please, with a plus 10. You see as well, as you say this, that she's gripping really tightly a rolling pin in one hand. And she says,
with a rolling pin.
"A guest." She says, "Oh, a guest. Oh, do forgive me, sir. I did not mean to raise my voice. So," and she places the rolling pin down and she smooths her pin down. And says, "You want some food to take with you on a journey? Yeah, that's no problem. I can. And she begins rummaging in cupboards. Is sandwiches okay?"
Oh, sandwiches would be absolutely delightful. Thank you very much.
And she begins making you some sandwiches. She spends the next 10 minutes or so making quite a stack of sandwiches. And she wraps them up for you and hands them over in a little brown paper parcel.
You are an absolute star. Thank you, my dear. What's your name?
My name is Sissy.
Well, thank you very much, Sissy. Be seeing you again sometime.
Nice to meet you too. Good day, sir.
Cheerio.
Some called Jonas or something.
Jonas!
Jonas!
For those of you who don't know what we're laughing at, there's a housekeeper in the other game called Missy, who speaks with a deep southern voice and has a son called Thomas, which it never comes up. Okay. So you've got your sandwiches. Anything else you'd like to be doing in this next little space of time, or are you heading off with Ishmael?
No, I'm heading off with this, man.
Okay. Okay. Sandwiches. Who's next? So Ishmael, Ramsey. Mira, what are you doing during this period of time?
How long is it?
Well, it's currently midday. No one else has said they're doing it. Well, Ishmael and Ramsey are going off to see this Magos about his stick that he got. No one else has really said they're doing anything in particular.
I'll leave my fine attire at home, Dave, and I'll get back in my guard stuff with my sniper rifle, my normal pistol, and all the rest of it.
Yep, no problem.
What time did I start crafting?
You started about 10-ish, just
Well,
earlier.
I'm still doing it then.
Okay.
Till
4, is it?
4 or something.
Yeah, okay. So we're just going to do it in chunks. So give me another roll. Another, whatever it was. Was it? No. That first one was Scholastic Law, wasn't it? I don't want Scholastic. Yeah. Okay. So now, I do still want Scholastic Law Chemistry. Yeah, give me a Scholastic Law Chemistry roll. Where are you doing this, by the way? Are you doing it in your room or anywhere else?
I've got some equipment, haven't I?
You do have some, yeah, apothecary
Oh.
tools and stuff.
Yeah, if I just do it in my room.
Okay. So give me a Scholastic Law Chemistry with a +10. The little midget tool set you've got.
Cool. Because if I look around to see if there are any, but
It's not coming through. It's not coming through.
says 27 dice roll.
Oh, my how many degrees success is that? My screen
3.
seems frozen. 3.
Oh, connect.
Yeah, has anyone else's connection gone weird?
Mm,
I think so.
not so bad on mine, to be honest.
I can only see my last roll.
Yeah, I can see that.
Roll
Yeah,
20's roll 20's gone a bit weird. Just try logging out and in on roll 20 again, Leanne.
Shit.
Contortionist.
Who's just made a contortionist roll?
Just doing some stretches.
So you were 3 degrees of passing on your chemistry roll, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, after Mira, we have Derek.
Okay. I'm just going to prepare myself to go to the this church.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to comms Ishmael.
You're doing what,
Say-
sorry? You're getting ready to go to the church?
Yeah, to the church. I was like, I'm just going to comms just into everybody. I'm like, would anybody care to join me? I'm going to church.
That one.
I will.
Thank you.
I might follow you covertly. What time is this church service? Or is it on all the time?
I believe it's
You were told evening. Every
Evening time. Yes.
so. How
Oh, wait.
far away? What time is it now, Dave?
It's around midday-ish at the minute.
Okay. I'm going to go and see if I can do some research into. Personally, see if I can do some research into this. What are they called? What are they called? The
Joyous Choir.
the choir. Yeah, the choir.
The Joyous Choir.
The joyous choir.
Okay. Where are you going to do this research?
Is there a library in this mansion somewhere?
You don't know.
I'm going to go and have a bit of a wander, and then see if I can find a servant, and then inquire about whether there's a library or not I could access.
Okay. Just give me a moment. Right. Okay. So you leave. Where were you before? You were in your room, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me a moment. I'll try and find the fucking. There we go. You should be able to see a different map.
Yeah. That's our rooms.
Yeah.
Everyone's there, even though you maybe aren't really there. So, Derek, you should be able to see yourself.
Yes.
Should be able to move yourself.
Okay, I'm going to go this way, and then through this door. Here.
Okay, so you head through the door, and there's a wide corridor before you. with a set of stairs down. You're, from the mid-hive, but I mean, you know that this floor has bedrooms on it.
Yeah, so
Can you
downstairs.
get the idea how houses are laid out?
Okay, so I'm going to head downstairs.
Okay.
Is there a studio or something like that? That's what I need to be finding. Like,
And if you, so you head downstairs to the first floor, and you emerge onto another corridor. Sorry, narrower than the first one. You should be able to see yourself on it now. And to the side of you, sort of to the southwest on the map, is a balcony railing that looks out onto this grand foyer, and you can see a large central set of steps leading down to the ground floor.
yeah, do I spot any servants or anything like that?
This map's
Make
all
an
black,
awareness.
by the way,
Make an
Yeah.
awareness test. It's all black, is it?
on my screen.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's black
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Gone all black.
What about now?
Let me try reload.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it's right.
Oh.
it came and went then. Let me try and reload the page.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I passed my awareness test, Dave.
It does, doesn't it, Hayden? You do see on the ground floor beneath you, over this hand railing, over in one corner, you see a gentleman, quite an elderly-looking gentleman, pushing a broom,
Okay.
and he's just sweeping the floor.
I'll just head down to go and speak to him.
Okay. He looks up as you approach, your boots clicking off the marble tiles, and he says, good day, sir. Is there something I can do for you?
Emperor's blessings be upon you, and I'll make the sign of the Aquila.
And upon you. And he drops his broom and hurriedly makes the sign of the Aquila.
Okay. My good man, would you be able to direct me to the library? Is there a library on the premises?
The library? Well, of course there is, sir. If you just... and he gives you directions, which... Where do they take you, is the question. Let me remember. Oh, yeah. He points you downstairs to the ground floor.
Yeah.
And directs you along the western wing. And you take his directions.
Yeah.
And you come across this area over on the west wing.
Okay.
You see the room with the billiard table in.
Ah.
Okay.
That is the library. There are numerous bookshelves here, a few comfortable chairs and small tables.
One moment. I'll just head into the library.
Okay. I'll come back to Johnny. So who was after Derek? Vladimir. What are you doing, Vlad?
I'm waiting for Julia to return, and
Good point. Yeah, Julia comes and finds you and says, I have arranged a brunch a date, as you suggested. Lady Redstream seemed quite keen to meet you. However, she did ask if it was the pair of us, or if your wife was invited, or if it would be just you. And on a whim, and I don't really know why, I said it would be just you. I hope you're not angry.
No, on the contrary, I'm most pleased. It's almost like you read my mind. In fact, if you would be so kind, I think I would like you to put about that me and my wife have had somewhat of a row. I think that would serve us most well in the time to come. Otherwise, how will we explain going onto this course if we manage to get invited with two different people? It would be most strange. Yes, if you'd put about we've had an awful row, that would be great.
Julia grins at you impishly and says, "Why, cousin, how dare you suggest that I would gossip in such way, or that I would even know where to spread such gossip. And she gives you a really obvious wink.
I know I can rely on your utter confidence.
Well, of course. If there'll be nothing else, I have to go and
Well-
meet some people.
Oh yes, if you would be before you go, would you mind telling me where exactly you've arranged this branch to be held? Else I won't know where to go.
My apologies. A small cafe,
Mhm.
2 or 3 levels above here. It's called.
What's the name, Julia?
It's called, and it's got a perfectly good name. The Sibyllus Crunch.
Frivolous Crunch. That sounds delightful. Sounds refined. And at what time have we arranged it today or tomorrow? Or I know
Oh.
it's a bit
11 a.m. A reasonable time for brunch, I assume.
splendid. So tomorrow at 11.
Wonderful. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you. You've excelled yourself, Julia.
I always do, Vladimir. And she literally skips away to go and spread her rumors.
Okay.
Are you doing
Very
anything
good.
else, Vladimir?
I want to go and steal a cravat. No. No. And that will be metagaming. I'm gonna just stay in my room. I'll do some training with with Reg
Okay.
until later on when we're gonna go to church.
No problem.
I'll do a bit of training.
So after Vlad, Dick, back in the basement.
Back in the
Um,
basement.
Stealing people's underwear.
Yes, of course.
And their
I'm still-
cravats.
Those high value tiles.
So where are you going? Where are you?
Right. Okay.
Where have
This
you gone?
basement's not doing me well, is it? Oh, I move around.
Ah, do you now?
I'm
Sneaky.
I'm in the kitchen.
You're in the
at the moment.
kitchen.
He's everywhere.
Okay, so you're down there, are you? So you're at the door to this room. What are you doing?
I'm going to I'm going to go back upstairs.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go up to the ground floor.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go out the door. And I'm going to just ask someone, whoever I see on the upstairs floors and walking around, if there's a city bar for young people, what I can go visit.
All right. So on the ground floor,
Young
um,
Noble City Bar, in fact.
on the ground floor, as you come up the stairs and out of the corridor, you would have come onto the floor about here. These are the stairs here that lead down to the basement. You hear a door shut behind you somewhere to the west, and you hear the sound of sweeping coming from the foyer in front of you.
Okay, I'm going to carry on to the sweeping man.
Okay, so you head into there, and you see this gentleman sweeping the floor. He's got sort of a long, droopy handlebar moustache, a lot of grey in it. He's a little bit hunched from years of just broom pushing, and he's just sweeping. And you notice that the floor's immaculate. It really doesn't need sweeping at all.
Right, I'm going to walk up to him and pretend to slip on his really squeaky, immaculate floor.
Make a sleight of
Please.
hand roll,
Okay.
I suppose. Closest thing you've got to that. Deceive is verbal.
Okay. Okay, where's sleight of hand? No, is it on this side? Tracking sleight of hand. 53. Submit. Oh, only -1 though.
So you slip, or you fake slip and land on the floor. And the gentleman with the broom just pauses in his sweeping for a moment and goes, You all right there, boy?
I will be if you can direct me to a bar, good man, where young nobles go.
About, eh? Where young nobles go? Well, let me see. And he scratches his head a moment and says, There's bars over in the Theastis sector. I don't know where the young folk go. It's not really my scene.
Oh, you look hip and with it. Oh, sorry, that's Arnie now. Yeah, man, you look hip and with it.
No,
I'm sure you
no, I assure you, I'm well beyond my prime. Say, you're one of them folks that came with the Lord's nephew and his wife, yeah? The Rains, yeah? You're one of them.
I'm just going to give him blank silent stare with my mouth hanging a bit. Awkwardly not saying anything. just because I'm not sure if I should be divulging this information.
Okay. And he says, "Okay, well, now, if you'll excuse me, I got some sweeping to be doing." And he begins to sweep again.
Okay.
And I would like you to make a awareness test, please. It's not sight based.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Oh, we can do it. 100 to 1.
As he walks away and he's sweeping away as he shuffles away from you, you hear him whisper, "He's in the foyer. You were right. He is a stranger. Come quick."
I'm going to turn around on my heel.
Okay.
Go. And say to him, "Who's coming quick? Tell me. Call me a strange one. I just heard you.
I don't know what.
No, I heard you very loud and clear. I would confess it right now, boy.
No, I didn't say nothing. I was just minding my sweeping business, sweeping the floor like I do, up and down.
I'm going to just slash his broom in half with my Kaio Shog.
Make a weapon skill attack, aimed attack.
At his broom. Only as broom. I'm not trying to kill the guy. I'm trying to make a point. I'm pissed off because it's just...
Plus 10 for a single attack.
100.
Minus 20 for a cold shot.
Well, what if
you can aim it as well, I suppose.
The broom, the shot's the broom.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're aiming it at the broom, aren't you?
So just minus 10, is it?
Yeah, minus 10.
Okay, you can minus 10. That's not going to be good.
You could aim it so it'd be at just standard weapon skill if you wanted.
Oh,
but it would still have been a fail. You lash out with the Kaio Shog, and it doesn't strike the broom, but it flickers nearby. Make a intimidation test.
It's a personal thing. The now that she's my daughter and not yours. So then take it.
Intimidate. Oh, not very good at that one.
Or a
Let's do it. Oh, -5. I'm proper on the intimidating.
He does back away and he looks afraid, but he just goes, now, let's all calm down. There's no need for any of this violence. And suddenly, over to the west, you hear 2 doors burst open. And the doors where you came from the stairs into this room fly open, and 2 large gentlemen wearing suits come rushing out. Both of them have shaved head. They look big. They look muscular. And they glance around quickly up and down the corridor. One of them looks at you and goes, "He's over there! Get him!" And if you'll just give me a moment.
Okay.
And you'll have to forgive me if these guys look like they're armed, but they're not.
They're not armed.
No, they're just running at you. They don't have any weapons. Oh, fuck it. I can't find the model I was going to use. So.
I'm going to shout at them. Quick draw my 2 pistols. Both aimed at them quite directly and just say,
well,
one step closer, you've got holes.
Before you do that, I'd like you to roll initiative.
Okay. Oh my goodness, what am I getting myself into? Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Try. What does that do?
Goon.
Plus,
Why?
So that's 10.
Sorry, say again, Hayden?
10 in total.
Okay, 10 in total. Okay. One of the goons runs at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second one only goes to there, and he draws a baton from his hip, and you see it crackle with energy.
All right.
It's your turn.
Okay. Well, both my pistols out. Gonna aim a Judge Slayer at Goon next to but now Goon with the baton out, and I'm gonna end my Karmadon at Goon without the weapon out.
Okay. For a full action, you can make an attack with both weapons, and you've got gunslinger, independent targeting, all that shit.
Yeah.
So it's just a ballistic skill test. Oh wait, have you got any red dots or anything?
I've got red dots on both.
Okay, so it'd be a +10 for the red dot. You're going for the guy you're not in combat with, so it'd be a +30 for that.
So +30 for him, yeah. +40 with the red dot, isn't it?
I've already got +40 with the red dot.
Okay.
That'll be it, +40.
I'll do the furthest guy away first.
Yep. And that was with which pistol?
That was the Judge Slayer, the furthest guy.
Okay, so that's not accurate, is it? So, roll damage on that guy. He's going to try and dodge, actually. He does.
No point in rolling damage then.
Nope. And then also the other shot, please. This will be, you won't get the +30 for point blank because you're in combat, but you'll still get a +10 for the red dot.
Skill. Ooh, close. I'll use my last fate point for that one, actually. Is that it?
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, well.
And that also goes wide. So mark off 2 shots for me, please.
Yeah, 1 from each.
Yeah. Goon 1,
Hand cannon. That's fine.
the one that's in combat with you, tries to fucking punch you in the ribs. Single shot. He's aiming. No, he's not. Yeah, he is. That's a hit. With his punch to the ribs.
Okay.
Would you like to dodge?
No.
Okay. He cracks into your ribs, and even if you didn't have armor, you get the impression that you could have taken that blow. The second guy steps forward with his shock baton and makes an attack against you, which is a hit. You've already... Oh, no, you haven't dodged, have you?
No, I haven't dodged.
Like the dodge?
I saved it for the him.
Okay.
Dodge. 63. Yep, dodge.
He swings at you and you duck beneath this blow. It's your turn.
Yeah. Do the same again. Shoot my guns, but only with +10 this time, yeah?
Uh-huh.
So first one, I'll do the same guns at the same people.
Yep.
So I'll do the first gun in exactly the same order. So the Judge Slayer first. So, that's weapon skill. Okay. Ballistic skill. Let's get rid of these. Got these. Cancel. Let's try that again. Ballistic skill. Enter.
So the first one is a hit. He's going to try and dodge. He fails. Roll damage.
D10 +3, isn't it?
Yep.
+7 -7 for armor. 10.
So 7. What ammo have you got in this?
Oh, I always try to put my man stoppers in everything I do.
Okay. So you blast this guy in the knee, and he yells out in pain. Second shot, please. Oh no, it wasn't in the knee at all. It was in. Yeah, it was. It was in the knee. Yeah.
Try and Judge Dredd him. Slow him down. Hit.
Yeah. He's going to try and dodge. He passes on a 23.
Okay. The boys.
And it's their turn. The first one once again tries to punch you. He's not aiming this time. That's a miss. The second guy swings at you with his shot baton, and that hits in the leg.
Okay.
Okay.
Just.
Yeah, okay. And then you hear a voice, a deep, commanding voice. And I would like you to make a willpower test, please.
Oh dear. You can do it, Dick. Do it. You love it. No. Ah!
And as you hear this voice, one of the guys that you're fighting with, the guy with the baton, his baton drops to his side and he turns to face the west wing. And he snaps to attention. And you find yourself also suddenly stopping what you're doing. Like the voice is so powerful, so deep, so rich. It just commands your attention and you suddenly also snap up to attention. The other guy, however, he doesn't seem to react. And walking in through the west wing in his pristine blue naval uniform, Lord Lauren Strauss enters the room. And he says, "That's it, lads. You got him. Good form. Hang on a minute. Pincher?" And it's your turn, Dick.
And I'll just go, why are these people trying to stop me from leaving, Lord Stroves?
On the goon's turn, the one who didn't pay attention to his orders punches you in the abdomen.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to dodge?
I'll try to dodge him. Because, I don't want to be bent over double for him. Let's do it. Yes. Dodge, Dick.
You sort of just gingerly dance back and the blow goes wild. Lord Strauss strides forward and you see in his human hand, he's got one hand is cybernetic. In his human hand, he's gripping this bulky, archaic pistol with a blue glow to it. He says,
Oh dear.
"Smithers, stop that, you imbecile. This is one of our guests. Bloody hell, Pincher. Nearly gave you a taste of old Sally here." And he holds up this blue glowing plasma pistol and then slots it into a holster on his hip. "What in blazes have you been doing? There's been reports of an intruder. We've been chasing him around the basement."
That was me, Lord Eldon. You said make myself at home, and I was trying to find the kitchen, and I walked in about 3 people. Man, it was crazy.
"Why didn't you just ask for directions, you bloody fool?"
Well, I'm an off-worlder.
"Really? Hadn't noticed."
I mean, not, see, I was trying to blend in so well.
Lads, you can bugger off and do whatever it is you do when you're not chasing intruders. That shouldn't have got in the first place. I realise he didn't get in. He was already in. You know what I mean? Go on. Get off with you. Do your jobs. So, Pincher, what exactly are you doing? It's just, I've read a little file on you, is all. I'm sure you understand what I'm getting at.
No. Can you make it perfectly clear, please?
Oh, bloody hell. There's no easy way to put this, Mr. Pincher, but Lord Varric, when he said he was sending me some of his junior acolytes to assist, he He did me the liberty of sending me files on one or two of you. Just so I was informed. You know, I have a bit of history with Varric and the Inquisition, but he did mention in your file that you're a little bit, how can I put this delicately? Let me see. Light-fingered.
Well, did you see the way I dodged his blows?
Well,
Nice my
yes,
too.
yes, it was rather impressive, although, to be fair, they're not two of my best. And also, that's not what I meant, and I think we both know that.
Honestly, I can't see anything I want here.
Well, that's reassuring to know.
The
Anyway,
only thing I quite like is your cravat.
my cravat. What's this?
Yes, it's beautiful.
I've got plenty of cravats. If you want a cravat, I can give you one.
Are you sure?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I should have just asked you in the first place.
Oh, come along, silly man. Come along. I'll take you. And he leads you up to the first floor, to the master wing, and he begins going through his clothing, and he pulls out a tray with about 24 different cravats of different colours and says, "Any take your fancy, my dear boy?"
Oh, yes, that one. The sandy-coloured one.
Sandy-coloured one. Ugh. Strange choice. My wife bought me that one, and as much as I love her, I have absolutely no sentimentality at all when it comes to cravats. Please take it. And he gets this cravat and he begins to put it around your neck, despite the fact you're not wearing a shirt with a collar.
Can I? It looks like this picture is plasma pistols chained to his waist. So I'm not.
It is definitely. If you look at his picture, it's definitely chained onto something. Look at it. Look at it. It's chained, Hayden. It's chained.
It's chained. I can't fit on the lock.
I know you, Hayden.
And I will thank you him very much and see if have I got any AMSEC left on me? See if he wants
I don't know. Have you got any AMSAT left on you?
I will check. Give me a second. Boom. I usually have some. It's always AMSEC beast. AMSEC. I've got an IO stick. Sticks. Oh, I don't think I've got any AMSAC in there unless it's.
Oh my god!
My god!
What is the world coming to?
I know. 1 second. Let's check the other bit because sometimes it's in this area. Oh man. Shit, no wonder Dick's having withdrawal symptoms. He hadn't had AMSEC in a few days.
Oh well.
Well, I'll just offer him a cigar then from my stack and
make a fellowship test.
And thank him from the bottom of my heart. All this for a cravat while the main mission's powering on.
What makes the game, man? The random little shit. Yeah, please.
I don't even know what it is yet.
He smiles warmly at you as he takes the cigar and says, "Well, yeah, don't mind if I do." Pops it in his mouth and holds up his cybernetic hand, and the tip of one of his fingers just goes into a little flame. And he lights the cigar, and then.
And I'm just going to go. That is the best, handiest hand I've ever seen. Does it do anything else?
Oh, it does all sorts of things. I'll show you. And he pops the flame finger away, and pops open his middle finger, and goes, "This comes in handy at times." And he looks around, and there's a plant pot on a little pedestal over by the door, and he just points at it and goes, and this bright red incandescent beam strikes out from his hand and just incinerates this plant pot, and the leaves hit the ground, crumbling and burning and blackening away. And he says, "That's got me out of more than one scrape."
that is so very, very impressive, Lord Stroke. All I can do, and I'll show my Kaio Shog, is I have this. I use it to the best of my ability.
Can I see that?
Yes, but half of it is chained to my arm still. I'll have to reel them a bit off.
Okay, so he sort of takes a bit of chain, and he takes a step back from you or so, and you can see he doesn't really know what he's doing with this. It's a knife on a chain, but he tries to swing it around himself a bit, like other people have in the past that you've offered your Kaio Shog.
No.
And so far to this day, Nobody has managed to do it without stabbing themselves.
Well, let's see how Lord Stroh's do.
Will Lord Stroh's be the first? Lord Stroh's begins to spin the Kaya-Shog. And within a matter of moments, he seems to have got the hang of it, and he's doing figure of eights, and he's spinning it round his shoulder and over his head, and all this other sort of stuff. Says, it's a lot like the stun lassos they use over on the farms around Gunmithel. yes. It's quite good fun. I can see the how once it's going though. How do you make it stop?
I'll step into his zone. I'll put my hand up to knock the chain, and then just catch the end as it flicks over to where I know how to control and stop it.
Make an agility test with +10 because you're used to this weapon.
Okay, give me a second.
100.
I know.
I got
Take
it!
the head off. You know what, I haven't rolled it yet. Agility test, yeah. +10. Good.
You try to catch it, and it just narrowly skims your knuckles. And Lord Stroh's has seen you stepping in, and he thinks, oh, he knows what he's doing, and he begins to lower the arm, thinking you've caught it, and it begins to spin round, arcing back around its fulcrum point towards Lord Stroh's.
Oh my goodness! Can I try to save him from this?
And Lord Stroh's ducks, and it spins around above his head, and he goes, wah! And lets go. And it flies off a few feet into the corner of the foyer, and he goes, oh, bloody hell, that was close, wasn't it? He begins gingerly patting at his head.
I'll start laughing and say, to be honest, the last few people who tried that pretty much hurt themselves straight away. You were very skillful.
I can see why, actually, all things considered. Well, I'd best be off, Pincher, you absolute madman. I've got doing. I can't believe he bloody wields a weapon like. And he just shuffles off back the way he came. The two guards you notice have gone.
Okay, I'm going to strap my cravat and then leave it to someone else.
Okay, Dericles.
Lord Wilson's room. It's left me in his own room.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Derek?
Yes.
We left you halfway through.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So you were getting ready for church. You spoke to Dick and Vlad about this visit to the church.
Yeah.
You got directed to the library.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just want to see if I can do some research on the Joyous Choir.
Okay. What skills have you got that you think would help with that?
Forbidden Law, maybe? No.
Common Law Imperial Creed would work.
Yeah.
And also Common Law Ecclesiarchy, but they're both the same, so take your pick.
I'll take a Ecclesiarchy, I think. Yeah. Go for Ecclesiarchy, so...
So you'll get a +20 for the library.
Yeah. A second, just get the keyboard to work. I can get it working. There was 20. If that's any good. Let's see.
Yeah, 3 degrees of success. So you do a bit of research, and also some of this comes from your own knowledge about the Ecclesiarchy. And what you know is there are almost as many ways to worship the Emperor as there are planets that humanity walks upon. You know, there's common themes amongst them all about the God Emperor, but some of them believe him to be a sun in the sky. Some believe him to be the spirits that dance across the North Pole when the sun's just right. You know, different belief systems all over the galaxy. But there's certain core things that as long as they abide by those core principles, the Ecclesiarchy doesn't give a fuck about that. There's always going to be variation. The Joyous Choir, from what you know and what you read, breaks no rules. It is a model of alternative Imperial Creed belief. There's nothing wrong with believing that the Emperor wants you to be happy, as long as you don't change the core concept of what the Emperor wants, and that's his fucking tithe, man. That's all the Imperial Creed is about, you know? You know
Well,
this.
surely
Derek.
if we're consuming the essence of psychers, isn't that essentially what the Emperor needs to do to survive? Isn't that sort of blasphemy?
However,
Essentially.
the best way to sum this up for you, Derek, is that if you didn't know that people had gone missing in connection with this choir, and you didn't know that this mysterious drug was involved, you would probably not want to be a part of this church, but you wouldn't have a problem with them existing.
Yeah.
They wouldn't offend you. They wouldn't be your thing, but they wouldn't be something you would strike out against. They tick all the right boxes. It just so happens you know that they're up to something else.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to go and speak to, after I've researched this, I'm just going to go and speak to Mira and just see what she's found out about. After I've spent a few hours doing this, I'm going to go speak to Mira and see what she's found out about this this jelly.
Okay. I think
See if
that's...
I can get a bit.
So we've been around everyone. Ramsey, is there anything you wanted to do before you left?
No, I
With
wasn't
Ishmael?
changing into my guard gear and.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we've gone round everyone now. I'm just going to have a piss and then we'll go around again.
Okay. Because essentially, if we're consuming like the souls of psychers, isn't that a psychers that you're taking off the Emperor's dinner plate, and that's slightly blasphemous, I believe. Well,
Is it commonly
it-
known the Emperor
at
died?
the very least, and blatantly heretical as it stands.
I'm not sure that's common knowledge, Johnny.
I don't know. Well, we'll have to find out whether that is or not, because you know, it's in the front of every 40k book. I imagine it's in the front of every ecclesiastical document as well. You know, it is the 41st millennium, etc. You know what I mean? So I'll wait until Dave gets back and I'll ask him about that. So Dave, how commonplace? How many people is the fact that the Emperor has a tide of souls to feed the golden throne, his life support system, common knowledge? Is that how
It's not. In my opinion, it's not massively common knowledge, but there might be vague allegories to it. You know, like when people are taken by the black chips, people might say things like, "Oh, they've gone to be with the Emperor. Oh, they've been chosen." You know, people might know shit like that, but they probably wouldn't know that the ultimate end for those people is to be fed into the fucking golden throne and used to keep the Emperor alive. Most people wouldn't know that bit, and I wouldn't have thought that you would, even as a member of the church, because we're quite far from terror, you know.
All right, in that case, I won't make the connection that that's slightly heretical then. So,
but to be fair, you don't need that to be heretical. The fact that this choir is up to something is enough to arouse the suspicions of the Inquisition.
Yeah.
And you work for the Inquisition right now, so you are suspicious because you know shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What they're doing is definitely against the law with this drug, but until you know exactly what it is, you can't deem it heretical, can you?
Yeah. I'm going to. I want to find. Oh, hang on. I said I was going to see Mira. I want to find out, research some of the laws on this planet with regards to narcotics as well.
Okay. That'd be easy enough to do for the laws. What have you got? How are you going about this? Are you going to the library, or are you using one of the small cogitators you've seen dotted around this estate?
Yeah, I'll use one of the cogitators because that'd be fairly. I imagine the laws would be fairly sort of accessible.
Okay. So give me a tech use test with a +30.
Okay. Oh. Sorry. I'm going to use a fate point to reroll that.
Okay.
Diffuse. No.
Who else used the fate point? Dick did, Vlad did.
I've used all mine, I think, now.
You've used all three, have you now? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mira, you used.
I've used one.
I've not used any.
Vlad used one. Ramsey? Ramsey hasn't. Ishmael? Do you use one?
Yeah, I use one. So
Yeah. Okay. I thought I'd mark that down, but obviously not. Yeah. So you spend a bit of time in the cogitate system, and you sort of get lost in adverts, and at one point loads of pop-ups all pop up, and a lot of them have got weird mouths snapping all over them, and you spend a long time trying to get rid of that, and it takes you a good while to try and get rid of all them, and then you find yourself in a place, basically you find yourself in a directory of mid-hivers names, and you have absolutely no idea how you got there. You don't understand the system at all.
Okay.
So that's that done.
I'll give that up for a bad job then.
So, Ishmael, Ramsey, you're heading off to Silma de Nord.
yeah,
Okay.
what you said.
It's now around 3 p.m. Mira?
I think I was researching for 6 hours, so
Okay. Give me another Scholastic Law Chemistry roll. With a, what did you have last time? A plus 10? Was it a plus 20? I don't know. It's a plus 10 then, because I can't remember where we were.
what was it?
Scholastic Law Chemistry.
10.
Yep. Ooh. Okay.
See that's
Sorry?
I see the chat.
Click on the... No. Oh, yeah, that would also work. I don't know how you've done that.
Click on what were you going to say?
I've no idea. I don't know what you've got going on there. That's insane. But yeah, you can see the chat anyway. So yeah, you failed that.
Has it
Sorry.
come up on a different screen?
Did I?
Yeah, little mini screen.
Yeah, you have to reload your main screen to get it back normal on Roll20. That's the only way I've found to do it. If it
Yeah, so you 2 degrees failure, Leanne, on that. Say again. You're not coming through. Will you move your mic closer? You're like whispering.
Hello?
Ah, now you're shouting. Yeah. If you want to use a fate point, use a fate point. You have got
How many did you use? How many got 3?
2.
I'll leave it for that. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Derek.
Okay, I'm gonna head up to where Mira is, and then just see what she's discovered so far about this this compound, as it were.
Okay, I'm just going to grab a beer.
Compound V.
Yeah.
Compound C or pH.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're asking Mira about what she's learned.
Yeah, about this this green jelly.
Pretty much the same as you've already learned over the last few hours. You've begin to understood that these chemicals that comprise most of this, they are rare, they're expensive, or they are heavily regulated.
Yeah.
They're not common everyday items.
Okay.
And in of themselves, they could be made to create quite a potent narcotic, is what you've learned, Mira.
Mm-hmm.
But and also quite an addictive narcotic.
And I'm just going to ask.
But the key seems to be missing, and the key is this other ingredient which has human DNA, and you're starting to think you won't get to the bottom of it here.
Yeah.
You need better facilities. But you have, in the meantime, begun some research based on a potential cure or treatment for this. But nothing you could even remotely think about using in practice just yet. It's just research.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ask about the sort of the sort of human DNA element. Surely anything with human DNA in it must be heretical. Are there any other substances you know of that have ever had human DNA in? It's most unusual. Seems most unusual.
That's paste.
Mira, make a
unusual.
scholastic law of chemistry.
No, I'm just saying it's unusual that human DNA would be in a compound. I've never heard of anything like that before. It's like what? And then I'm going to ask what potential applications. What the potential applications of such a drug would be?
What am I rolling?
Scholastic law of chemistry. Straight roll, no modifier. Yeah, you kind of agree with him. You also don't know what that could possibly be used for.
Okay.
Okay.
Something very wrong about this compound, this drug.
I agree.
I don't believe that anything containing human DNA would be for a start remotely legal. Even though I don't really know that, it just sounds illegal. What kind of
Indeed.
what was the other compound, the other elements of the drug? With the is there anything in there that what are the potential uses of the other compounds that are in there that you do know of?
What you would know is that two of the ingredients are quite common in illegal high-class narcotics. You would definitely recognize that.
Yeah.
Some of the others are rarer, obscurer ingredients, but you don't know anything about the properties they have, but you know they have a certain reputation. Used in things like dark ceremonies, illegal drugs, like incredibly illegal drugs. Illegal to the point that it would not just be the local Bobby that would come knocking at your door kind of drugs. It would be enough to raise the suspicions of the Inquisition.
Right.
Because of its association with cults and the like. Basically, it's kind of like a cocktail of drugs from different aspects of society, and then there's this mystery ingredient that has human DNA in it.
So this drug itself is known to be used by heretics. Then
it's not necessarily a drug that's known to be used by heretics. It's one of the ingredients is a known ingredient of other things that heretics may be interested in.
Well, that is in itself alarming because if heretics use these elements to sort of to make up things for dark rituals, and they're being fed to the nobility of this place, that are part of this Alabaster Court, and they were fed to us at the party last night, then and no one seems to bat an eyelid, then the corruption must run much deeper than we could possibly imagine. To a point where I don't believe that many of the nobles involved in this organisation may be even aware that they're of what they're taking, or questioning what they're taking, or maybe it's that the drug doesn't make them question. Perhaps it makes them more susceptible to not asking questions, if that makes any sense.
What? Sorry.
In what? Sorry, Johnny.
No, I was just thinking. So if this is like a sort of drug that's sort of like used potentially to make up things that heretics would potentially use, I don't believe that the members of this organisation, this Alabaster course, or the nobility would probably even be aware of what they're taking.
They might not know.
They might not, but if they are, then that definitely is a bad sign, because that's corruption at the highest level.
The only thing you know about Farcosia so far is that it's a drug that is being allegedly distributed throughout the upper hive amongst the younger members of the nobility. The first you heard of it being connected to the Joyous Choir was from Lord Stroph's man, Volin Orde, this bounty hunter that you met. And he basically had his suspicions they were involved in the distribution of Farcosia.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you found Farcosia at Lady Borela's soiree. That's literally all you know about Farcosia. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Like
More investigation required, I think.
Yeah, definitely more investigating.
Do more investigating.
Keep at it, Sister Mary.
Yeah, I'll find somewhere better to investigate.
You do the Emperor's work. Well, if you need a test subject, I'm on hand. to do the Emperor's work. I would willingly sacrifice my life for the Emperor. So
I don't think I need a test subject right now.
Don't be afraid to sacrifice it on my behalf. And I'm gonna look over at these. I'm sure there's some sort of like samples there, and just look at them and remember that high, and then just grit my teeth and then be like, call on me if you need me, and then just sweep out.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So that's
not gonna happen.
Ramsey and Ishmael. Ramsey and Ishmael are on the way to Silma de Nord right now. Ramsey and Ishmael, as you're flying, Ramsey, you're obviously at the helm.
It was worth a punt.
Does he crash the track? Crash.
Ishmael's in the back. Ishmael and Ramsey, is there anything you'd like to talk about or do while you're en route to Silma de Nord?
Obviously, I'm eating my sandwich. Do you want a sandwich, Ishmael?
I'm fine, thanks. I had my WD-40 before I left.
I was counting on that. I don't really want to give you a sandwich anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to count on ones and noughts in my head as we travel.
Okay. What's that done? Vlad, you were last training Reg. Anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, no. I'll just stay on training Reg until Derek goes off to the church later on, and then I'll get involved then. But no, I've got nothing else to do so far.
Okay, cool. Dick.
Train up, Reg.
Hello.
Dick, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Dick? What are you doing?
Dick.
What are you doing?
What is the
Pincher!
It's certainly not down related to the mission, is it, Pinch?
It would be. I'm doing all I can.
All you can.
Trying to find a clue in the mansion.
He's trying to find a clue in the mansion like it's Scooby-Doo.
Trying to pull people's faces off scene.
At the end of it all, Lord Stroph's just has his head pulled off, and Dick's like, "I thought he had a mask on." It's like, "No, you've pulled his fucking head off, mate."
Dick is going to go back to his room and sharpen his Shog and read
Okay.
the book. Like the ABC of the Imperium.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my ABC of Imperium. There we go. That's my turn.
Okay, cool. All right.
I kind of wanted to rob some more, but let's carry on with the plot.
It's your game, man. You do what you want.
I know. I just don't want to hold everybody up. I get
Right.
a chance to play.
So, Ramsey and Ishmael. I am definitely stalling for time because I can't find a document.
In the meantime, Dick,
Ramsey and Ishmael. You fly for around an hour and a half from the upper spire of Navriet. Spire, maybe? I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I'm fucking making this bit up. Navaret Spire. You fly from there to the distant, a couple of 100 kilometers away region known as Silmer de Nord, an industrial zone. It's not quite as high as the Hive Spires. It doesn't breach the atmosphere, but it is an imposing sight nonetheless, and it's very industrialized. Lots of heavy machinery, lots of belching smokestacks and flames and fire ascending into the heavens. Proper Blade Runner shit. And eventually, as you approach, Ramsey, you see a green blinking light on your console. An indicator to tell you you have received a message.
Well, I'll check the message.
Have you got PPI?
We've been trying to contact you about your extended warranty.
Quickly input your details and you'll win a free iPhone if you pay £1 and give us your bank details, and then we'll rob you forever.
My brother is a prince on Iacanthos, and he has many millions of thrones in an account that I cannot access. But if you send me 500 thrones, I will send you no less than 20 million thrones in 13 days' time.
Why aren't I doing that?
Bit thrown. Bit thrown, man.
Dick Pinch, the Nigerian prince. Anyway, so
Well,
you sit down on this landing pad eventually after being directed by the message to land on pad Alpha 47. And the wind blows a little bit. You're outside on the surface of Hive Sibyllus. It seems like some sort of storm is coming in. You can see in the distance the brown clouds coming. The brown clouds going. Shit! Fuck! Shouldn't have said that. The brown clouds coming in the distance as sand is whipped up from the wastelands beyond the Hive City, and it's moving towards you as you head into this industrial complex.
We could get pink eye. Don't get in the cloud.
After a few minutes of walking, something swoops down in front of you, Ishmael and Ramsey, and it looks like a small child, but its face is like a porcelain mask, and its hair as well. And it swoops down before you on these little angelic wings and says to you, "Greetings, brother of the Omnisire. Brother of the Omnisire. My apologies for using the primitive Gothic speech as my primary method of communication, but I suspect your companions do not speak the same tongue as we. Please follow me." And then the cherub turns and floats away.
It will follow the cherub. I will anyway.
Nice to see them keeping up the tradition of creepy Adeptus shit, Ishmael.
That's how it is.
You follow the cherub into a small lightless tunnel But between your augmetics and Ramsey's obvious just spy shit he wears, you can see fairly well in the dark. And you find yourself walking through this incredibly straight tunnel for quite a while, about 40, 50 minutes. There's nothing in this tunnel. It is perfectly smooth bored into this mound of rock. You get to the end of this perfect cylinder of a passage, and there's a small turning to the right. And as you look down it, the cherub is about 8 foot inside, like further away from you, just inside the room, and it just waits and watches you.
We're just going to follow it in.
Yeah.
Okay, you follow the cherub in. As soon as you move in, it begins to swoop backwards, its wings beating behind it, and it turns gracefully in the air and heads across the room to another chamber. And a small door, only about 1.5 feet wide, opens in what you previously thought was just a rock face. But you can see inside is a perfectly square, about 2 meters on each side room, and it's of glistening silver metal.
Going to approach the room.
Okay. Are you going in?
Yeah.
Why not?
You both going in?
Yeah.
The doors slam shut behind you, and it drops suddenly, and you feel your stomach, even you, Ishmael, who has a reinforced metallic stomach, you feel your stomachs drop as the elevator you've stepped into begins to descend incredibly rapidly, down and down and down. There's a couple of moments where you feel like you might lift off the ground of this, the base of this lift, the speed at which it's going. You're almost at 0G, and then suddenly it begins to slow, and you feel your weight pushed back into your body, and back, and you become heavier and heavier. You notice your comms in your ear is detecting nothing. In front of you lies a large, expansive platform and a single arch in gold and a red painted metal, alternate panels like a patchwork. And above it is the symbol of the Mechanicus, a large brass cog and skull with the half-face mask.
We're going to walk through the arch.
Well, yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly. Let's go for it.
You head through the arch into a wide hall, and the hall is barren. There are supporting columns stretching up 30, 40 meters to a great domed roof, but there is just nothing else in here. It's just a vast, expansive space. It's long deserted, but it doesn't appear to be damaged or destroyed in any way. It's just a stone room with a high arch and a high vaulted ceiling, and it's just been abandoned. And then you see the cherub standing in one corner by a plain wall.
Head over towards the cherub.
As you approach, the cherub turns and gestures to one side, and the wall vanishes. A sort of 5 foot wide section just disappears. And you can see a tunnel stretching ahead of you, made of similar silver shiny metal to the elevator that you rode down in.
Continue walking.
Okay.
Yeah. I keep following Ishmael, so I'll assume that he knows what the fuck he's doing.
You walk for some time, and the cherub follows behind you, Ramsey. And a shoulder-mounted light appears and illuminates the way ahead of you, even though you don't need it with your night vision. And this tunnel snakes and twists deep into this industrial zone, but all you see is these shiny silver metallic plates. Perfect steel cube corridor that you follow for a good 40 minutes or so. And then eventually you reach a door. The cherub stops before the door and turns to you, bows its head to you, Ishmael, and says, "He's waiting for you inside."
I'll enter the room.
You enter the room and you think you've ended up in the workshop of an orc. All around you, strewn everywhere you can see, is plates of metal, parts of devices, motors, legs of a walker, a few tools scattered here and there. It's chaos. Just debris, chunks of metal, and mechanical devices all over the place.
Do I recognise any bits of the equipment?
Make an awareness test.
Roll 20 is really slow today.
Yeah, it is. Yay.
Boom.
Yeah, looking around, there's a few devices you see that you recognise. There's a pair of night vision goggles on the floor that seems to have some cables trailing out of it that disappears under some rubble. There's what looks like 3 swords, large, double-handed, broad-bladed swords, all bent at certain angles, almost right angles, not quite. And there's a few random devices like this. You think you can see what looks like a teleport homer. Yeah, there's all sorts of different devices there.
Okay. Am I know where I'm going? Is it obvious where to walk or?
The cherub. Are you and Ramsey in the room, by the way?
Yeah.
The cherub has entered the room with you, and it just stands by the door and stares at you.
I'll say out loud, "Hello."
Make an awareness test. You feel the ground shake beneath your feet. Ramsey, make an awareness test as well.
I'm just keeping my eye out for guns and grenades, Dave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't see any weapons. It's more like just technological equipment.
The cool stuff.
The cool stuff. The ground shakes beneath your feet and then settles. And you think, oh, hivequake. Those things happen from time to time, no big deal. And then the ground shakes again. And you hear the tinkle of pieces of equipment and machinery begin to shudder and move around the room. And then everything goes still. And then the ground begins to vibrate again. And you watch as the junk pile begins to shift, moving by vibration around the room. At least that's how it begins. And then slowly, pieces of metal begin to jump and flick upwards and connect. And you see plates and motors and drives and gears all slotting into place. The 3 huge bent swords you saw slip over to a long extension coming out the side of this creature that is being formed. A junk beast begins to assemble before you. And eventually its head snaps closed, like battered plates of armor that have been shaped to form a human skull. And it looms over you, standing about 15 feet tall. And you can see it's still connected by a large column to the junk pile. And it says, "Greetings, Omnisire, brother. Respect to rebooting speech protocol. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. Please wait. Greetings of the Omnisire, brother. I am the one you seek, the entity now provided with the weapon tool you now wield. It was my gift to you, and of course you have by now realized I had ulterior motives for bestowing upon you this early work of mine. I can assume from the eclectic nature of your companions that I have observed you with, Sergeant Ramsey Wallace, that I was correct in my calculated assumption that you are indeed in service to the organization known as the Inquisition or Holy Orders, and I believe correctly that I have surmised this due to your calculated age, length of service to the Mechanicum, and lack of advanced enhancement to your mortal frame. That and your service to this institution has hampered your own study and severely impacted your attempts to become one with the Omnisire. I deduce from my somewhat limited knowledge of the demands placed upon the agents of the Holy Orders. I wish to offer you tuition, and perhaps the use of my facilities and access to my own databanks. The weapon was a way that some would refer to as a taster, a curious choice of words, I admit. I do not imagine such a device is particularly pleasant to any palate. However, I can offer you more. I can offer you knowledge. I can offer you equipment, enhancement to your physical form. In exchange for this, I wish for you to carry out a task for me.
Go do it.
What task would you like me to carry out?
The head looms down over you, stops inches from your face, and various metal panels open up. And you see glimpses of a fleshy grey form inside. And then it closes and reverses away from you and says, "It is common knowledge that many settlements on this well-designated scintilla are of varying size and population density. However, amongst these many settlements, there are only 2 of sufficient import, size, and gravitas to have earned the title Hive City, Hive Sibyllus, and Hive Tarsus. I trust you know this."
I'll nod.
This was not always the case. 8.3694224 centuries ago, there stood another city bearing the designation Hive Tertium, or to use its more common name, Hive Tenebra. It now lies in ruin at exactly 9158.777 kilometers to the southwest of this location, deep within the equatorial jungle region designated Wilderness Sector 433 Gamma 62. Little is known of this place. There are rumors of its demise. Ill-advised summonings of warp entities, sabotage by enemies of the Imperium, attack by Xenos species, the population becoming insane and sabotaging their own generators. But this is all speculation. The facts, as they are known, is that the Hive is now little more than a titanic mass of wreckage, gradually being reclaimed by the voracious jungle. And the disaster that claimed Hive Tenebra 8 centuries ago, along with millions of lives, seems to have been caused by a collapse of the massive geothermal heat sinks that provided it with power. Although why, nobody knows. I would like you to travel there, you and your companions. Travel to the ruins of Hive Tenebra. Learn what you can about the reasons for the collapse of the geothermal heat sinks.
Okay, I'll have to confer with my rest of my party.
Of course, of course. I understand the need for cooperation more than most. However, don't take too long, will you?
Try not to. Thank you very much.
What do you seek from the hive?
Sorry, say again, James.
I said, what do you seek from the desolate hive?
The head comes looming down over you, Ramsey. The plates of steel open. You see the fleshy grey mass within briefly, and then closes once more and reels back and says, Ramsey Wallace, designation rattling. A sure giveaway. A previous expedition to Hive Tenebra discovered unusual seismic readings within the planet's core in the months leading to its destruction. These same readings have recently been detected beneath Hive Sibyllus. Lord Governor Hex has tasked me to investigate the disturbances and to prevent what happened to Hive Tenebra happening again here in Hive Sibyllus.
Do you suspect foul play?
In short, yes. Quite recently, there were 2 attempts to discover what had occurred within the hive. The first was comprised of a trio of tech adepts. Contact was lost with them shortly after they arrived at the site. The second team consisted of further tech adepts and a detachment of Skitari troops. They performed a little more effectively, although contact was also lost with them. They did manage, however, to send a short transmission prior to losing contact. That transmission contained a data packet revealing the unusual seismic disturbances, which matched those we have found under Hive Sibyllus.
Do you have any equipment that could aid us in our search?
He looks you up and down and says, I can provide certain resources should you need assistance.
What resources do you provide?
And he looms right down to you again and says, what do you need?
I'm not sure at the moment without doing a bit of research. Maybe something that can detect these seismic activities, get an idea where they're coming from, a more accurate reading where they're coming from.
Okay. He says,
Xenos in origin or Imperial?
say again.
I said, does he know if it's Xenos in origin or if it's human?
He looms right over you again.
So he mentioned something about Xenos, so is there any hint of what Xenos is involved?
He looms right over you again, Ramsey, and his head clacks down a few levels to your height, and it comes in right at your face height towards you, and it says, nothing. The Inquisition, the Imperium, the Navy, the Army, or even the beloved Mechanicus can wield, gives off signatures like that.
I wouldn't know about an ordinance weapon, but I'm pretty sure there was some kind of fake coordinators.
Again, James, you went all robot-y there.
I say, wasn't there some kind of Quake ordinators? You remember the big fuck off? Anyway, I wouldn't really know about it. But
Give me a common law. You must have like Imperial Guard common law or something, yeah?
I could say my, or some, I could say my type thing from Space Marine. You think of that big fucking drill thing, or you know what I mean?
The old Hellbore.
Yeah, the old.
I think so. I don't think a Hellbore could bring down a fucking. I don't know. Maybe a Norton Ordinitis would be good.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant, James, if Ramsey doesn't know about it.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just going to grab a beer.
Common law tech. It's not really common, is it? I wouldn't think. Let's have a little.
Yeah, so you've
Yeah.
no fucking idea, Ramsey. Nothing he talks about really makes a lot of sense to you. He's babbling about some pretty fucking highbrow tech concepts. Yeah, that's about all you get from him.
Cool.
So, do you accept my offer, Ishmael, who has just walked away from the screen as I stepped into my character suit? Damn you, Ishmael. Damn you. So, while Ishmael's gone, we'll go back round the houses. Mira?
Time again.
About 4-ish.
A little bit of praying.
Praying. Okay. All I do each night is pray.
I'll get that stuck in my head.
Hoping that I'll be a part of you again someday.
Thank you.
Heracles, what are you doing?
I am doing a little dance to that song.
Dancing to Take That.
Hell yeah. Yeah, take that, heretics.
There's your hatred. There's your fire. Just think about Take That and cleave those heretics.
I'm just going to turn off the Take That I was playing while I was cleaning the flamethrower.
Still your character, Jelly.
What time is it now in game?
It's about 4 p.m.
4 p.m. I'm just going to go and get something to eat, I think, and get some recaf. I'm starting to feel a bit tired.
Okay. Yeah, you can have something to eat. That's not a problem. Do you want to role play that out, or
No. I'll just go and do that.
Okay, so you're getting something to eat. Next up is Vlad.
Hello.
Hello, Vlad. What are you doing?
I'm spending quality time with Reg while I'm
Reg.
waiting for time to pass. When Derek goes off to the church, and I've got something to do. Yeah, I'm just while I'm waiting, I'm training Reg up.
Okay. Ishmael's back. Ishmael and Ramsey, is there anything else you want to do right now?
I'd like to ask him if we can contact him later on. Oh, sorry.
If you can contact him later on.
Yeah, so I want to come back, have a word with the guys about the mission, and see if any other ideas for equipment we might need. Or might be able to provide.
You feel, as you ask him this, you feel a pulse of energy, like something's trying to access your systems.
In what way?
It feels like something is trying to get into your memory.
Ask him if what he's planning on doing.
Please, I am merely installing communication protocols.
Okay, let's risk it. Go on. I'll let him do it. I'll risk it.
Okay, so you drop your defenses and you feel this wash of energy. Make an awareness test, please, at +20. Okay.
I will use my last thingy.
Fate point for that. Okay.
Really wouldn't know what's going on. No, don't worry about it. I don't know anything. Slightly.
You see briefly this massive creature made of scrap, its head loll back for a second as a wash of data floods your system and hits straight into the memory sector where you store information on contacts, people that you know, various ways of communicating with them. In short, it's your fucking diary. And you find you've got a surprising amount of data on this guy, on how to contact him. Basically, he has provided not only a way of contacting him through Vox communications, but lists of data points around the city that you would be used to communicate with him. And also, there is a software upgrade, which when you use this data in conjunction with a data slate, you can basically create a GPS grid of your closest connection point to him.
Okay.
So you can, in theory, connect to him from pretty much anywhere in the city if you can find one of these connection ports. Okay?
Cool. Yep.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, just explaining that I'm going to go back and converse with my fellows, and I'll be in contact.
He says, again, I understand. Cooperation, Brother Ishmael. Please, go and speak to your friends, and he looms as you're heading out the door. He comes sweeping out wide, stretching his scrap body longer and thinner until the sort of bipedal half of him appears in front of you before the door that you're trying to leave, and says, please, you must stress the importance of this task to them. It is vital. You understand, yes?
Yes, I do. I will make it clear to them.
And it collapses back round the front of the room and begins to slink back down into its components. And you see there doesn't seem to be any mechanical connections between these devices. They just seem to be magnetically getting stuck to each other. And now they're becoming unstuck. And it becomes like a pile of scrap again. And he says, remember, Ishmael, post haste, urgency. Urgency.
Sure.
Anything else you'd like to do there?
I don't think so, Ramsey.
Nah.
Should we just head back and
Yeah.
go and tell the
Okay.
others what's going on?
So you head back to Navarit Spire. Vlad, Dick, what are you doing?
Dick is going to go visit Vlad.
Do it.
Show off his new cravat.
Hello?
Hello, is that you, Pincher?
Oh, yes,
Ah!
Vlad.
Oh, come in.
Hey, Vlad. Oh, hey, Rich. How you doing, you creepy little bastard? But I do like you.
Is that a new cravat?
Yes, I was trying to
It does
steal
look
it, but-
rather dashing.
Thank you. I feel like it kind of frames my handlebar mustache.
Yes, quite. It is considered customary to wear it with more formal attire, though.
You know.
So, as part of a, sure. No, never mind. It looks very good.
Well, it's better than wearing Lady Eldon's dress, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose it is.
I'll take it off.
Well, I was down the laundry room and I was trying to get free things, and then I had a run-in with the guards because they thought I was some sort of intruder.
You what? You're trying to get free things? Don't tell me you were trying to steal from our venerable host. You wouldn't be that stupid, would you?
Look at me.
Oh!
Yeah, that's right, Reg.
Did you get anything of worth? Did you?
Cravat.
Ah, okay. And you say you had a run-in with the guards. You didn't kill anyone, did you?
No, but I shot a guy's kneecap.
Oh dear. Oh, will he be okay?
Ah,
You'll probably never walk again.
ah,
All for a cravat.
ah.
Well, I was going to say, I've been working through my ABC of the Imperium.
All
and I
right.
got-
Do you want a hand? I mean, I'm just spending a bit of quality time with Reg, but we can do a bit of reading if you want.
Is that all right?
Yes, of course it is. I shall do my best to assist you. So where are we up to? Are we up to
Let-
yet?
Ah.
It's the one with the.
Yeah, you're up to Ra. Yeah, you're up to Ra.
Wow.
Okay, we'll do a bit of literacy training then with
Thank
Reg and Pincher.
Red is going to learn
Okay,
how to
so-
read before me. He goes blind.
If you're willing, because I did have you down for Reg time, Vlad. If you're willing to split that with
Yeah,
Pincher
sure.
reading
No. I
time.
mean, I can. Yeah, I'll help Pincher out instead.
I'm
Okay, my
sorry,
pen's
sorry.
just run out. Leanne, have you got a pen? So what I'll do then is I'll put the ball in your. Thank you. I'll put the ball in your court, Vlad. As a percentage of your time, how much do you want to spend Reg training and how
No, I
much?
mean, I'd just do it by hours. I don't know how many hours has been up to now. And then from now, I'll spend all my time with Pincher until.
It's
Yeah.
been since I last asked you. It's been less than an hour. There's probably going to be 2 or 3 hours before something occurs.
Yeah, I've lost a bit of track of, I suppose, the time scale. So I don't know how long it's been since the beginning of the day up
Sorry.
until when Pincher arrives, and then.
It's now about 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's been about 8 hours since you woke up. It's been about 2 or 3 hours since Ishmael and Ramsey went.
Yeah, so
see
it's about 4
the
o'clock.
guy.
I'll spend all my time from 4 o'clock up until the evening when we're going off to the church with Pincher.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. very
Hey, it's no bother.
much. Yeah.
No bother.
Well, what did I tell you that I had a cigar of Lord Strove's?
How
He
did
showed
you
me-
how did you have a cigar with Lord Stroves exactly? Was this
Well-
before or after you stole the cravat?
After,
After.
and then I got this cravat from Lord Strove's himself.
All right. That's
Yeah,
very
you
good of him.
see what he can do with his finger. He can use fire out of one of them, and then he can vaporize things with his middle finger, like this.
That sounds very very useful.
That is
Very handy.
I showed him my Kara shot.
Still
and,
Johnny. Still Johnny's fun.
yeah. He nearly took off both our heads.
How is the
Anyway.
old war dog?
Oh, it's very good actually. It was quite nice with me, considering, I do get a bit carried away.
Considering you try and steal from him.
Yeah, I did tell him.
Okay, well, at least honesty is important. But I must say, Pincher, we're on a very important mission here. There's heretics all around. We don't really have time to be stealing
I know,
cravats.
this is why I've come here to read. At the moment, I'm stuck in this mansion. I can't
You've got
tell
to,
no one. And I
got to
can't
stay on mission,
read.
Pincher.
I can't even read my mission. That's my problem.
Oh, well, never mind. It's water under the bridge. And I have to say, the cravat does rather suit you. So let's get down to a bit of reading.
Okay.
So this letter is called R. R.
Raw.
R
for
for robber.
Robbie.
R for robbing fucker.
Robber.
Robber. Okay, yeah, so we'll spend a bit of time doing literacy training, okay?
Okay. About 6 p.m., Ramsey, you bring the shuttle back to Navaret Spire, back to Lord Strove's mansion. Ishmael and Ramsey are both back. It's 6 p.m. I'm not going through turns anymore because everyone's kind of synced up. What would anyone like to do?
I'd like to go and see Vlad and then try and maybe call everyone to tell them what's gone on with the Magus dude.
Does Ishmael get to the door and just hear this? Me and Vlad going.
Come in, Ishmael. Come in. Do go on. There's room for everyone in here. We've just been practicing our letters. Oh, and shooting people in kneecaps, but don't worry.
It's okay. So what do I do?
How was your jaunt off, Ishmael? Anything exciting?
Yeah. So basically, this Magos dude wants us to do a mission for him.
All right, all right.
Apparently,
Is
it's
it
to do with the
third hive?
So, who is this Magos chap exactly?
there's just the Magos dude. I can't remember his name.
I can remember his name. He has a perfectly good name. Magos Molos.
Molos.
All right, so he's one of you. You're one of you tech wizards, is he?
Yeah. So there's basically this mission. He wants to find out why there's
Is it a mission from the government, you said?
yeah, from one of the governors, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
Right. Okay.
it's basically about earthquake. There's like
He said that Lord Vax, who is the planetary governor and de facto ruler of the entire sector, he said that he had charged him with getting to the bottom of this.
That's terribly important. And what's the mission exactly? He wants us to investigate.
Investigate what's going on because there's like thermo thingy, like basically earthquakes going on, which ruined the last
Only
hive
thing
city.
from well, basically, it says they're almost in origin.
Sounds quite interesting. I mean, yes, I know
That's a
more.
destruction of the third hive. They may even have self-destructed the third hive. Possible chaos involvement, corrupting the population.
So basically a dangerous mission, and people aren't returning. So it's probably a prime mission for us to do in between doing.
Yeah, what he expects the fucking 5 or 6 of us to do, where a army of
trained,
fucking failed.
yeah, a fully trained army failed. Yeah,
A squad
Yeah.
of Skitari. A squad.
It sounds very interesting, and I think we should definitely look into it once we've accomplished our mission here.
yeah. He did say that sooner rather than later. So I can
Oh,
contact
yeah,
him at
because
any point.
similar readings to those that led to the destruction of the hive have been discovered under Hive Sibyllus.
So you
So
could
there
say
may be
this
By
go to
by the gods!
there may be a limited time. So we've got a giant space planet that's threatening to wipe everything in the sector out, and we've got something going on underneath us, threatening to take out the hive.
Good,
So
Well, yes. I mean, I think it definitely warrants investigation. But let's focus on the match at hand and get this Theodosia fucker.
Okay. I say I could get in contact with him pretty much at any point. And
Very good.
if we can, anyone thinks of any bits of equipment, I've asked for something that can detect these seismic
phenomena.
Like somewhat
What the,
where it is.
Evidences of these. Yes. Okay.
there may be places that we can loot in this third hive. Third hive is pretty fucking massive by all accounts. So.
Yeah, I think the loot will be good for. I think certain people in the group might quite like it.
Yes, most interesting. But as I say, Theodosia must die.
But what's if we're all stood in, have Sibyllus and it just gets sucked into the ground?
Well, that would be. Well, there'd be a lot of death then, wouldn't there?
And I suppose the
lots of death.
The threat from the choir would be gone.
Yes, that's what's really
silver linings.
Well,
so in that case, we just all get off world and let the world explode.
Sounds like
and then we've killed 2 birds with 1 stone there. So
yes, I think we may need to step the timetable up on this Theodosian dude and try and start killing people so we can get on with this other mission.
Yeah.
I mean, because obviously then I can get upgraded and then I'll be more help
the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come on.
Which is weak.
Seems as I can't read or do anything for research wise for this party. I would come with you and dodge bullets and try.
Yeah. I think it's going to need all of us though. If it's
Yeah. So it sounds like a mission for all of us. But
we
as
need
I say,
all our talents.
I want to complete our primary objectives here first.
Okay, so
and then we can look at this. Look at this next.
Derek given the present to.
The meeting or the church services this evening. So
Okay.
I think the time shall be upon us shortly for Derek to plant the bug.
Okay, so yeah, once we get that in, we can start moving along with this then.
So, I mean, anyone can attend this service if they want. I should probably stay here and project out.
Good vibes.
Maybe let's just go along with someone with Derek in case he.
In case he goes off one of his blood-frenzied murdering sprees again. Now, he promised me he wouldn't do that. He promised me the changed cleric.
So, are we heading off to the church?
Yes.
That's next in line.
Okay, so who's
I'm
going?
gonna stay at home.
So Vlad's staying home. Who's going? Who's staying?
I might go.
Mira's going.
Thanks, Mira.
Derek's going, I assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna project out, I think, instead.
Everyone else?
Who's going to look after Derek? Who's going to be on his shoulder?
I'll be with him.
Okay.
So Dick's going as well.
I might
line, isn't it?
I might stay then and continue my research on whatever I'm going on with.
I can tell you what you've been researching if you.
Your time is definitely precious, Ishmael. I think it's good that you.
Where's
you
that?
work in the workshop?
Where's my notes gone? I had some notes.
Ishmael, you have been. You've been researching cybernetics.
Yeah.
And also you were researching. You spent a bit of time researching UVath tech in your downtime before this mission started. Which UVath is the species that they believe this crystalline tech comes from that you found everywhere.
Yeah, I had a little notes with. So I'm doing bits for people, aren't I?
I've got a record of all that. If that's what you're worried about, I know what you've got to do and
it was on here.
how much time spent.
I've only got my inventory on here.
Let me have a look. I wonder if I've changed it. And
Ishmael's progress. Sorry, I found it.
Oh, you found it.
Yep. Subtask modifying chem injectors. Add into the box link. I've got a lot of stuff on my.
That might not even be up to date. Thinking about it, where is it? The fuck is it? Crafting. That's where it is. Ishmael's progress. I'm just trying to see if any of that's been finished. I don't think it is.
No, a lot of it needs to be done.
Yeah.
In a white Vlad's mask.
The only thing that's wrong on there is right at the bottom where it says fitting Deracles' carapace armor. You have done a bit more on that, I think, but he still doesn't have the whole set complete.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll need it for tonight's operation.
Is there any more? I can. No, I think we're all ready to make stuff out. I think I've done all the research on them.
I think you've done a lot of it, yeah.
I think.
Let's have a look.
Is there any more pre-work I can do on?
The modifying thing to be an injector version. You are halfway through modifying a chem injector on that. Research wise. Thank you. I think you're all done with research, but you were
Yeah.
halfway through modifying a chem injector.
Yes, I can't really do that here, can I?
I mean, you could use Lord Stroph's workshop. It's just not as good as the one back at the Inquisition.
Yeah, I might wait for that then. I'll continue researching in cybernetics, I think.
Okie dokie.
Bit
Okay,
late.
and I'll leave that running until you say otherwise, because I don't know what everyone else is going to do. So I've got
Yeah.
Mira, Derek, and Dick going. Vlad and Ishmael not going. Ramsey, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going, mate. So I just
You're
wanna-
going as well.
Yes, I'd like to project out, Dave, rather than going in person.
Yep. Are you doing that now, or are you doing it later?
I'll might as well just say follow them. I'll go back to my room and then I'll follow them out.
Okay. So if you want to cast that now, cast it now.
Can I draw a random card?
You can.
Because why not?
Why not, Alan? Why would you not draw a random card?
Yeah, no reason.
Where is my paper, Alan? Okay, so I would like you to roll a d5.
Or
A 4. Okay. Give me a moment while I scroll randomly through all this shit. That's 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2. Okay, and now I'd like you to roll that beloved die, the one that we all came here for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please put your hands together for the elusive D14? A 7. Okay, you move to focus your mind and you draw a card. This card is the image of a man riddled with diseases and covered in sores. He looks sick, he looks diseased. The corruption is rife across his body. You can see this unnatural lumps and bumps of flesh upon the incredibly detailed drawing that you see before you. It's quite vile. But it speaks to you in your mind, not just as corruption, not just as sickness. It speaks to you of immortality. And you don't know where this word comes from, but you get the impression that perhaps this disease you see upon this man could be a way of living forever, staying young. And this idea begins to play around in your mind for a little. You just can't quite shake it. Make a willpower test. Straight willpower test.
Payback's a bit, isn't it? Okay.
But no,
Oh, Papa.
no. What nonsense is this? What vile words would try and seep into your consciousness? Who would suggest such a thing? You force these thoughts back.
Heresy!
Your mind is strong, Vladimir Stenhauser. Your mind is strong. But somewhere over your shoulder, you can't help but think you hear a voice whisper in the shadows. Yes, it says. Good.
Okay, well, I'm glad I drew a card anyway.
So just a second before you proceed, I just need to check, see if there's a particular buff to anybody for that card.
I would tape Reg's beak shut. Keeps talking to you, man.
Discordia.
Trying to train him to talk.
No, there's nothing else happens. That you just have psychic focus now, Alan. So
Okay, cool. I'd like to set up. There's I've got some rune chisel to stop
oh yeah,
arrows.
yeah.
I've never used that before. I'm going to use that before I cast projection.
Okay, so it takes a couple of hours to prepare. Basically, it depends on the room you have, but you know in this mansion there are some quite small rooms. And basically, you just have to daub sigils and wards across the door, around the door frame, around the walls, on the floor and the ceiling. Basically, surround yourself with these sigils. But it takes a couple of hours to do a room of that size.
So I wouldn't have time then before they get to the church. Then is that right? Or I don't know how
It's
far away it is.
to be fair, that yeah, you could cast it before they got to the church.
Okay.
It's going to be a good 3 hours or so for them to drive to for them to walk to the church.
Sure. Okay, I'll set my room up then. I'll set my room up before while they get off, and I'll project after them when it's done.
So while the rest of you are driving, Ishmael is researching cybernetics. Ishmael, can you give me a cybernetics roll, please?
And what skill is that?
It would be trade armorer. Sorry.
Just a straight roll, yeah?
Yeah, it's just straight roll. It's just see what you learn.
degrees.
Cool. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, cool. Vlad,
Well,
I would like you to cast your power, please.
okay, so we'll go for a 4 dice. I can't remember any of my shizzle now. So let me just check. I'll do 4 dice plus 2 for that. Plus 7. What's the psi focus do from the card? That doesn't add to this test, does it?
The what? Sorry.
You know that card that I just used? Does that add anything?
Yeah, it's plus 10, doesn't it? Yeah, I think.
Well, that doesn't sound right.
No, that's something else. I'm thinking of invocation. A psi focus just lets you. What does it do? Fuck! It lets you cast powers as if you had a thing that you don't have, but I can't remember what it is now. Just a second.
Psychic Hood.
No, psychic hood is something else.
Maybe it's
Psychic hood is something else. I'm just looking it up.
Makes you really focused.
Psi focus. Psi focus gives you plus 10 invocation.
Okay, I'll invocate first then. Since I've done that.
Okay. How convenient, Alan.
Okay. What's up?
No, nothing.
How convenient.
How convenient, Alan, that you would invocate after knowing that.
Yes, I would know that being a successful psyker. Okay, so that's that doubles my willpower bonus. That's
it does. Yeah.
Plus 11. So we'll go for a 4 dice. No way this could possibly fail. 4d10 plus 11. Power.
No nines.
No
Good
nines.
shit.
Excellent.
Okay, so you leave after an hour and a half to 2 hours of prep. You leave your spirit, your physical body behind. Your spirit drifts up into this chamber, and even though the rest of your party have a head start on you, you know where to go because you can travel at the speed of thought, and you can be with anyone that you're familiar with. So you're right there within seconds. Only Ishmael is left behind, alone, treated like the machine he is. Stay here and recharge your batteries, Hooverman.
Hooverman.
Yeah, sorry. Weird fantasy of mine just sort of got free there. I do apologise.
Oh.
Okay, so
It's like a real
you're heading off to
Am I right to get off now, Dave?
20 to 11. Say again.
Am I right to get off now? Because I've got to be up. Like.
Yeah. We're not going to carry on much longer. I was just going to read a little thing and then leave it there.
Okay then.
So it's going to be like 5 minutes, mate.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah.
So you head off on foot, I suppose. Eventually, Vlad's spirit form catches up. It does take a good few hours to walk there. You arrive around 10 p.m. Okay. And after a lot of asking around, asking directions, you eventually come across this mid-hive district known as Julister. And it's much like any other district that you've come across. Not as run down as Koskala, where you face the Chirurgeon. And it's a little unlike the Hustle, where you met Volin Orde a few days ago. The buildings here are largely intact. It seems like this region is comparatively wealthy compared to a lot of the mid-hive sections you've been to. Neon lights indicate bars and stores of countless varieties. Many of the people here sport crude augmetics. Nearly all of them are armed in some way, although most with fairly standard tech weapons, some low-end las pistols, stub pistols, things like that. The ceiling in this region is lost in a thick cloud of dirty smog that hovers above you about 10 or 15 feet up. Manufactorums thunder and screech around the edge of the region, and towering hab blocks surround the central commerce district where various trades are made. A Brog's temple is somewhere in this region, but you aren't exactly sure where. You do have an address and a location, but it's little more than a vague description, and this place is like a rabbit's warren. It's insane. You might have to ask around a little bit.
Okay.
So on that note, 20 to 11, sure other people other than Ed have got to go to work tomorrow. I haven't, because I've got a day off. Fuck you all. So we'll call it there. It was nice to finally get a game with everyone again.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, guys. Thanks very much.
It's cool.
All right, guys. I'll catch you later.
See you later. And I'll see